I want to let you know about some new shows that are coming out right now. Toronto, we've just added a late show on February 21st. February 15th, the Gold Country Casino in Oroville, California. Those tickets are on sale now. Still available January 14th in Oslo, Norway. Las Vegas, January 31st and February 1st. I will be at the Mirage Hotel and Casino. Those tickets are a little higher priced than usual. It's because it's a specialty weekend, and that was the agreement that the theater would do with me. So if it's too high priced for you, that's understandable. I'll be back in the future at a more decent rate. And also, I want to let you know, February 28th in Oxon Hill, Maryland, at the MGM National Harbor. Today's guest is a working man. He is. This is one of my favorite episodes, and we're so glad that he was here. He is a plumber and a regular man. Ladies and gentlemen, the toilet champion is here. Plumber Brad Laskowski.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories.
We're here with Brad Laskowski, and that's Polish, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Polish power, dude. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We just happy to talk to a plumber, man, because I don't know anything really about plumbing.
Oh, ask away.
You know? All right, I'll think about this. So what is the difference between plumbing and septic tank? I was thinking about that.
All right.
Like sometimes you hear you hear people have septic tanks. I would hear a lot of times growing up people had septic tanks, or somebody got
Sure.
Something happened to them by a septic tank.
That's how I actually got my start, was dealing with septic tanks. I started 20-something years ago with Roto-Rooter. I'm sure you heard of them.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a commercial outfit, isn't it?
Largest plumbing company in the world.
Is it really?
Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah, the very first day I get hired, I gotten out of the Army. I was 20 years old. I get hired with this...
Roto, huh?
By Roto-Rooter man in Alabama.
And now were they enlisting people? I mean, was there like a program from the Army to Roto-Rooter?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I got out of the Army and I went to work at Lowe's, the home improvement store.
Oh, yeah, I love that place.
I was actually, when I got out of the Army, I was 20, and I had applied to Atlanta SWAT. And I was going through all the SWAT qualifications and everything else, because I was kind of heavy duty in the military, so I didn't really have a whole lot of skills when I got out.
How'd you get out at 20?
I joined when I was 17.
Damn.
So I graduated early, a little smart, figured some stuff out. And
hard working you must have been, huh?
Very. Still am.
Yeah.
Most people would call me the hardest worker they ever met.
Dang.
So I kind of take that as a point of pride,
I could see that, dude. You're like the Joe Rogan of plumbing, dude. Because Joe Rogan, I think, is the hardest worker that I know.
That guy is busy.
Dude, I think there's 9 Joe Rogans.
There has to be more than one, because he's in too many places at once.
Sometimes I have like kind of a daydream where he's going to bring me in a room and be like, hey, I want you to meet these other Joe Rogans. And I'm like, oh, I knew it, man. Okay, so you get out of the military.
So,
dude, that's a note for young fellas. If you're like, I don't know if I should go into the military. 17 out by 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
I use my VA benefits. Everything's cool. Everything's like normal.
Yeah.
I joined early. I got out, or I signed up for 3. I got out.
Okay.
So they offered to re-enlist me, but I had just met this girl. Mm-hmm. She was just pregnant. It was young.
And did you get her pregnant, or she was?
Nah, she was
pregnant when you met her.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a brave deal.
I stuck on with that crap for 7 years too.
With her and her kid.
Well, we eventually had one too. Her and I. Like a few years later, her and I.
So you got married.
Kid. Yeah.
All right.
And then divorced. 27 left. Anyway, the point of the septic thing was, dude that hires me is an big old fat dude from Alabama. Southern as all can be.
Yeah.
I'll take you out on your first day. You'll see it's not that bad.
Okay.
And we go out and dig up a septic tank, which is plumbing.
And people hide them or what?
They're always buried.
Oh, wow.
So the pipe that leaves your house goes underground, and it goes out to a box in the yard. And it basically naturally decomposes everything that's in there.
Okay, so it's compost almost, kind of in a way.
Yeah. But it's 5 feet deep. It's a big box. You could bury a lot of bodies in there.
You could.
You could.
And it's 5 feet deep and it's buried in the ground.
Yeah, usually a foot deep, maybe more.
Okay.
And
it's how is it square? It's
it's about like this table, you know. It's a big long rectangle, maybe a little wider or so,
Actually,
and about 5 feet deep or so.
I saw a dude weld one in half one time, and I remember some of us.
They're
would
usually
use it.
concrete.
Well, then this guy kind of, I guess, welded it with like a maybe a concrete torch or something.
Well, he might have had a steel box, because
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some rustic septic tanks made out of 55-gallon drums with holes punched in the sides.
Okay, so you've seen some rural ones.
You've seen
them.
I've seen.
You've seen fucking the Noah's Ark of fucking in-ground shitters.
You better believe it. In Alabama, they'll do whatever it takes.
Oh yeah.
I went to one house in Alabama. They didn't even have a septic tank.
Mm-hmm.
The pipe went down. It went out about 100 yards, and that was it.
Oh wow.
It just left out on the ground.
Wow. Yeah.
Roots were all growing up into the end of the pipe and everything, so I had to go there and cut them all off and open it out and snake the pipe out and get everything good to go and everything. So, but that's no septic tank.
Yeah.
Just a long pipe.
Just freelance, old school.
It's illegal.
It is?
Yeah, you can't do that. No, black water needs to be contained.
Okay, so that's really the rule.
Yeah, black water has to be contained. Brown water or gray water, like kitchen sink water and washing machines, dishwasher, stuff like that, you can actually, and I do, install a 55-gallon drum with a pump in it and separate those lines from a septic tank.
Okay.
So all that washing machine water that's bad for a septic tank now goes into a 55-gallon drum with a pump in it, and then you can water your yard with that.
Okay, so
That's
so
legal to
washing
do.
machine water, that gray water,
Yeah.
you can take that into a drum,
Yeah.
if you wanted to,
Yeah.
and then reuse that.
It's actually good because it's got soap in it, and soap and the phosphates are good for your grass.
Oh wow.
Yeah, go figure.
So but the dark water,
The black water,
has to be
by law, has to be contained.
contained.
Yeah.
And then what do you do after you contain it?
Well, in a septic tank system, after a couple of years, all that stuff breaks down and separates. The solids will sink to the bottom and turn to a sludge. The things that are not biodegradable will
Like
float.
a wedding ring or something? Like if a dog eats a
No,
wedding ring?
anything that would sink will go to the bottom, obviously. But
okay.
anything that's grease won't biodegrade. It'll collect and it'll turn into a ball, basically a hard kind of crust on the top of the septic tank water. Or condoms won't biodegrade. They'll float.
Oh, wow.
Man, one time I popped a septic tank open and I saw about 10,000 condoms in there, I swear. I mean, I didn't count them or anything, but they were all over the top of the tank.
And who was the guy? A little Asian guy?
No. It was the homeowner. He was standing there watching me dig this tank up, right?
Crazy.
So
Did he have kids or something? Like, was he
no
shot?
kids? No. Oh, yeah. Because they weren't his condoms.
No way.
I could have guessed it was a homeowner.
Yeah.
He was standing there watching me. I popped it. Well, he called me because his toilet wouldn't flush no more, right? And I get there and I snake the drain out and it won't go down. I'm like, well, I got to dig up your tank. So I dig up the tank, and when I open up the tank and you look down, they're just everywhere. They're coating the wall, the pink ones and green ones and blue.
Oh.
I mean, every color of the rainbow.
Jesus, Easter colors, huh?
Yeah. Dude worked at a tire manufacturing plant, the graveyard shift, for like 20 years. And I'm betting every night
No way.
she had somebody coming. They got a divorce after
So you
that.
really, so that's, man, that's crazy.
Right.
So sometimes opening up that septic tank, it's almost like a time capsule for your butt or something, or for your, for below the waist. It's almost like a time capsule for or anything you've been doing in your home, really.
Yep. I mean, that actually happened twice. That instance caused a divorce. The next time that it happened where I found condoms in the tank, it was a young girl. She was like 14 or 15, and it was her grandma's house.
Oh.
And the grandma was standing there watching me.
And whose were they, you think?
They were the granddaughters for sure.
Oh.
I mean, it was just those are the only two ladies living in the house. Is the 14-year-old girl and the grandma.
So awkward.
And the grandma's like, they ain't mine.
Hey, dude. That's going to be an awkward game of Go Fish that they play later in the
Right?
day,
Where'd you get all these? Why are they in here?
So that's wild. So you started in Alabama.
Yeah.
You worked with a man. Do you remember the gentleman?
The guy who hired me? Oh, absolutely. We still talk.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, he's a good man.
He is. And so
Yeah.
now what was like your vibe when you started working there? Were you like, oh, this is a career that I want to make? Or were you like, this is just a job that I want to do? What was kind of your goal, if you had any going into it?
The money. I didn't really have a goal going into it. The money just sticks you. Plumbing pays well.
Yeah.
And it always has. So
And they say, I've heard, this is a saying in the universe, that plumbers make more than lawyers.
I believe that.
You do?
Yeah.
And how does that break down? Because why?
Lawyers ain't working 40 hours a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? They get paid a lot for what they do, but they don't do it all the time.
Right.
So that's great that they get $400 an hour, 3 hours a week.
Right.
You know, I work 50, 60 hours a week every week.
Right.
You know, I'm only charging 100, maybe more or whatever, but
you add it up over time.
Add it up.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, because you always hear that. You always hear that that plumbers make more than lawyers. That's just like a thing I've always heard.
or doctors. Though I heard it as doctors, but I mean, same thing. I went to a university professor's house years ago, and I handed him the bill at the end, and he just flipped out. Like, he was just couldn't believe it cost that much. You charge more than doctors do. Do you realize it took me 10 years to learn how to do this?
Right.
You know, it literally is a 10-year program. It's as hard, I think, of course, because I went down that road, as any 8-year doctorate or master's degree that you're going to get.
To become, I mean, anything you're gaining knowledge.
Yeah. To become a well-rounded plumber anyway.
Yeah. You know. And so you start this job, you got the guy with Roto-Rooter.
Yeah.
And so you worked there for how long?
With that guy for 5 years, a little over 5 years. Dude gave me $1,000 bonus for every year I worked for him.
Did he really?
So
Damn.
second year was $2,000, third year's $3,000, fifth year was $5,000. That was
Nick's
nice.
going to use this later in his Christmas bonus discussion too. I can already tell. Fuck, man. I was hoping to fucking... Bro, that's God working right there, because it's been on my mind, and then you bring it up, and he's in here in the room.
Dude needs a little bit of help every once in a while,
man,
right? This is
he's
an
the
expensive
hardest
area.
worker. He's the hardest worker I know. He
Is
works
he?
very hard, and he really is, man.
Well, hook him up.
And he's very good. I agree with you. I
Hey,
think
I
we
saw-
try. We do our best.
I saw on one of your other shows you were talking about if it came down to killing him or killing you, you might not even kill him.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big step.
I think. Yeah. I forgot I said that, but I still agree with myself. Okay, so, and also with plumbing, if it's a holiday, then those prices are higher, right? You have to do it, don't you?
When I was working for the commercial companies,
I see.
They did. Now that I actually quit doing the working for commercial companies, mostly because I was tired of hearing the complaints from the customers about how much it cost.
Oh, really?
You know, I'm going and doing the work, and I'm getting paid from the company,
Right.
but not very much.
Okay.
Not as obviously not as much as now.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to understand, any large company, they got overhead, they got insurances that are humongous.
Yeah, we just had to get
advertising
insurance
costs
just for having a place.
Dude, my L&I just for myself is almost $20,000 a month.
Wow.
Or a year.
A year.
And if I had to add on like an apprentice or something, it doubles.
It's wild, isn't it?
That's why I do everything by myself.
Right. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah, it's like you got to get, I just realized we have to get a policy in case anything like an errors and omissions policy we have to get for podcasting now. You have to get workman's comp.
Yep, workman's comp.
And EPLNI or some
Yep.
similar type of policy that they just sent me something for the other day. It's like, I don't even know if I can afford it. So it's like, but it's interesting. Yeah. Once you start to, if you want to build something bigger or add more, there's more costs and liabilities that are incurred.
And they say, California is the hardest place to run either a small business or to get a startup going.
Yeah.
There's so many restrictions and so many fees and regulations that govern.
It's crazy. It's almost
amazing.
too much. It's like, what's even going on here?
When I was in Hawaii, I was rolling in money.
Yeah.
Just
So
didn't have to worry about nothing.
now, how do you plumb in Hawaii? Because
Slower. Everything's slower.
well, it seems like you have like all the water pushing on the island. It's going to push everything back up the toilets.
Nah. Their infrastructure is, significantly improved from way back those days. Everything's built up, everything's feet off the ground and all that. They have sanitary sewer systems, which is the name for. You call it sanitary sewer. I don't know why, because it's not fucking sanitary at all.
It isn't?
There's turds floating down. Mm-hmm. This pipe that leaves this building is called the sanitary sewer line.
Okay.
It's full of turds. It's not sanitary in any way. I have
And
no
whose
idea.
are they? They don't know. I mean,
They're everybody's. Everybody in the
Okay.
building. You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
in the building.
The
okay.
whole.
I'm like, fuck. I just thought we were like on a damn fucking.
No.
On the
The
San
exit of
Andreas
this building
fart
has
line.
one great big pipe that leaves it. from all the smaller pipes that come from each toilet.
Okay.
They all join together and make one big pipe. That pipe goes out to the street, which is a bigger pipe, probably 12, 14, 24 inches, who knows. A city like this is probably big.
Okay.
And all the turds are floating down that.
Okay.
It's a constant stream. It looks like a river. If you were to open up a manhole in the street and look down there, it's a constant stream.
And that's
of
black
poo.
water?
Yeah, that's black water.
Okay.
Contained.
That's contained.
But they call it sanitary. And in my whole life at plumbing, 25 years or whatever, it's always been called sanitary sewer.
Yeah.
Why?
I think probably to give people a safe idea, just like, oh,
I suppose.
in case they see the pipe, they're like, oh, yeah, we're doing our best. It's sanitary.
It's down there, yeah. It's out of the way. It's sanitary. It's hidden. So all that goes to a sewer treatment facility where they process and treat it and then release the clean water into a stream and out to the ocean.
Okay. And is it really clean when it gets out there? You could be honest.
It passes EPA standards.
Right.
We'll leave it at that. You know, I wouldn't drink it. I wouldn't drink any of the water near it.
What if you made an ice tray cube of trays, like ice of it? Would you put one cube like in a soda or something?
Fuck no.
Come on, bro.
No.
Come on, dude.
Nah. Nah.
Bro, you gotta get a little more polis than that, man.
I have been around enough turds in my life.
Have you?
Oh. After like 11 years of that, I had to give up on the Roto-Rooter thing. And the
Roto-Rooters deals mostly with feces. Now, what is let me ask you, what's the term that's comfortable to use? Like, because every time if a plumber comes over, I don't know if I say shit, do I say poop, do I say turds, do I...
Whatever you like, man.
Okay.
Whatever you like. You know, they all work.
Okay.
I had this guy in Alabama one time. I knock on the door and everything, you know, Roto-Rooter man, I'm here. And he opens the door and he goes, "Thank God you're here, man. I've been fighting these turds all morning."
Oh, damn.
And I go in there and he's got just water sprayed up all over the walls. He's been plunging the shit out of this toilet for like an hour and making no headway.
Oh.
I said, "Give me that." And I take the dude's plunger and he goes, "That ain't going to work. You're going to need something way more than that." And I put it in there and hit it like 2-3 times. Pop, pop. It goes away. How the fuck do you do that?
Damn.
Man, I do this for a living. This is what I do. You know?
Do some people like is it uncomfortable? I feel like it's uncomfortable if you go into a place. Does somebody be like, "Okay, I pooped in here"? Does people just kind of vague about it? Hey, somebody shit in here.
Sometimes,
what do people say?
Sometimes people are super embarrassed and they're like, "I'm really sorry about it."
That's how I would be.
Yeah, I would too. Hey, if it were me, I'd get the turd out.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't know what to do. If it's,
Right, put it on a paper or something, run it outside or something.
Out there.
Yeah.
Fish scoop it up or whatever you got to do.
Do what you can,
But
man.
I mean, I've
Throw
seen
some rose petals in there or something, you know.
So I can't call this lady out. She's probably dead by now anyway. But I used to have this one customer. It was the sweetest, nicest lady. I went to her house probably 3 years, you know, constantly. I was going to her house like every month. Once a month, I'd go to her house and unstop both of her toilets. Because I know this is a little graphic, but she would shit baseballs.
Oh, wow, really?
Just round balls of shit. I'm not sure what was going on with her intestines. We used to talk about it, the Roto-Rooter guys. You would be like, "What's up with this lady? How does this happen?"
She's got the Walker Bueller colon right there, man. She's got something going on.
Out they go, you know.
That Joe Musgrove, man.
I'm wondering if she's shitting baseballs. How fast do they come out? You know, could we clock these things?
Yeah. And it must be so intense.
Is it like a curveball, slider? It's probably a slider.
It's probably a slider, man. Damn.
So anyway, they would clog the toilet.
And so, and you get in there and what?
So if you can't hit it with the plunger, which these turds were solid, man, they were packed. They were well-built turds.
And do you think she's eating something unique?
She is. Whatever her diet is creating this
grass, maybe
like paste turds.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
You could. So we had a snake for the toilet, right? That you stick in the toilet to unstop it. It'll grab things too. This snake would like go through the turd and just put a little hole in it, and then once you pull the snake out, it's like the turd would close back up like Jello. Damn. The turd would just close back up
like Terminator.
like the liquid Terminator. You know. So you'd basically just have to run that snake back and forth till you could break up enough of that turd to get the water helping it out to flush
Teamwork.
this thing all the way through.
And how far does that Roto-Rooter thing go?
That one would only go through the toilet, like 4 or 5 feet.
Oh, wow,
Just,
that's it?
right to because the toilet will go down and then up and then down again. And that's about 3 feet by the time it finishes.
Okay.
And that's really all you need.
Right.
Because if it's any farther than that, you need to pull the toilet off the floor and go after the pipe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So at that point, yeah, you once you do, after that 3 feet, you're going into
the pipe, into the sewer system.
It's a different ball game.
Yeah, it gets a little more expensive after that, usually.
Okay.
So,
and why does the pipe on the toilet go up and down like that after? It would seem like a straight pipe would help out better.
it's a trap. It has to go down and up like that so water always stays in that portion right there. Otherwise, you're going to smell shit coming out of the pipe all the time. That water there prevents the smell from coming back.
Ah, so that's why it has that kind of snake, that S curve.
P-trap.
The P-trap.
Yeah, same thing underneath your sink. You see that little U bend underneath there?
Right, the U bend, and
that's
so
the same
it
thing.
stinks, but it's stuck in the top part of that pipe.
Well, anything downstream of that, where that water is, smells really bad.
I see.
That water is what blocks the sewer gas from coming back at
through.
you.
Oh, wow.
You ever go into a building that just kind of smells like shit?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the whole place smells like sewer and you can't figure it out? Usually what that is a dry floor drain somewhere. Because floor drains, even in the bathrooms, they have that same P-trap in the bottom of them. But if nobody pours water in them, that'll evaporate. Here's a free tip for like everybody out there. That'll evaporate, and then you'll get that sewer gas smell coming
because
in.
it's coming in because there's no water there to block it from coming
Correct.
up.
So a lot of times you just, I mean, so many times I'd walk into a building and I know that smell well. They'd be like, we got this smell. We don't know. Oh yeah, I know it. And then I just search around and find a dry floor drain, pour some water in there, and give me my money.
Yeah, gang, I'm out.
Right?
So a lot of this probably over the years you learn these different ways of like, oh, okay, instead of going through every pipe in the building the first time to the thousandth time you come in, it's the smell. You find the dry drain, boom, and I'm done.
Oh man,
Yeah.
After 20 years of experience pays tons. It really does pay
And it
dividends.
should.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it should because you put in the time. So is there certain points where, like, do you feel? I interrupted you about the story with that lady. Or was that it? She just had some wild.
She just had wild turds, man, and we used to talk about it. We would never, shame her or embarrass her.
Yeah.
Just go there and take care of it. We're sorry to, give us a call when you need us. We gave her a super discounted rate because she called us all the time.
Right.
Eventually, and she used to give the first lady that I married, the kid, the daughter that she had that wasn't mine,
Right.
was she used to give that girl presents,
Oh,
little
nice.
dolls and stuff. So she's almost like,
Family a little.
Yeah, a little community.
Yeah.
Hey, here's for your daughter.
Yeah.
So after like 3 years of feeling guilty on stopping this lady's toilet every month, look, on my day off, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna install you 2 pressure-assisted power toilets for free.
Dang.
You pay for the toilets, I'll give you the labor for free. And I went over there on a Saturday. I jerked her old toilets out that were, obviously not up to the challenge she was putting on them, and put in these. You've seen those
That body works.
those jet toilets where you flush them, they just sound like a jet
Japanese
engine going
toilets,
off.
yeah.
Yeah. I put 2 of those in. She never called us again.
Wow.
Fixed. Good to go. She did call us like a year later because her kitchen sink was stopped up or something like that. But how many thousands of dollars did that just save over
Yeah.
the lifetime of all that? Yeah, you got to do that every once in a while. Like
Yeah,
that.
you help out, man. You help out where you can, especially if you notice those patterns. And,
Yeah.
you're like, at some point it does get to be like, oh, I'm keep giving this person keeps giving me business, but at a certain point I can just be helpful or
Yeah.
something. And
You almost feel like you're robbing them after
yeah,
a
at
while.
a certain
you know?
point. Yeah, I like having that thing inside of you that feels like that because then it tells you when to like be one way and when to be another way.
And that's why I do it by myself now.
Yeah.
I can't do it for a company. They charge too much.
And so you did Roto-Rooter for how long?
11 years.
And that was in Alabama?
No. I 5 years in Alabama and 6 years in Tacoma and Seattle.
Oh, wow.
So when I got divorced in Alabama, I moved to Washington, which is where I was born.
And that's higher altitude. And people are,
Sea level.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I was right on the water, right in Seattle. It's sea level.
Huh.
Yeah.
I just feel like overall, Nick, we just looked that up, and I'm not challenging. I'm just curious myself. Is Seattle what the difference in land elevation is? For some reason, I always think of the South as being like a lower.
I'm not sure what it was in Alabama, but when I was in Alabama, I want to say they were a couple hundred feet up. Where Seattle is, I mean, there's water right there, right in front of you.
Right.
That water is sea level because it's the Puget Sound.
Oh, yeah, that's the dang sea.
Yeah.
You're right.
So base elevation in Alabama, probably a couple hundred feet, maybe. Oh, 500 feet above sea level. There you go.
The mean elevation is like 500 feet above sea level.
Highest point in Seattle is 520 feet. Yeah, you got some hills for sure, but the lowest point, which is sea level.
Wow. Gang, bro.
Average elevation is 170. All right. So anyway,
So, yeah, that's a lot closer.
everywhere you're
though.
driving around the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, and all the surrounding areas, a lot of the area you're looking at water,
Right.
you know, at the sound out there. So, not elevation so much, but cold, rainy, wet, gray.
And how does that affect plumbing? Like, is there different type of plumbing going on? That's what I want to know. Is there different plumbing going on in the Pacific Northwest that we don't know about or something, as opposed to what's going on like in Alabama?
In Alabama, the rules. So when I was in Alabama, they ran off the National Plumbing Code, which is a book about 3/4 of an inch thick or so. Got a lot of pages in it, maybe 100 pages or so. National Plumbing Code, pretty simple. Do what you want as long as it works, basically, and don't leak.
Right.
I moved to Washington, and they, as California does now too, but back then they didn't. Uniform Plumbing Code, which is the gold standard, and that book is like this thick, and it's
Damn.
got addendums and additions and
It's like the shit
revisements.
Constitution or something.
My God, it's unreal.
It's crazy. It's everything out west. Once you get out here, there's so much paperwork and this and that,
Yeah.
and you gotta, and nobody, if somebody doesn't want to work at all, you got a fee, you gotta fucking buy
You
them
got
a
to pay
hat.
for taxes or more, all that. The farther west you go, the harder it is on the working man.
Yeah.
It really is. So they say Washington's the hardest state to get a license in for plumbers. Michigan's the second hardest.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd think people would be doing a lot of shitting in Michigan and they would need more help. That's what
Because all their shit freezes.
Oh, really?
You know, they have
Oh, I didn't even think about that, dude. Imagine now it's frozen.
frozen shit.
You got a whole different battle, bro. That's insane.
You can't run a sewer cable through frozen shit.
Fuck, what do you do, dude?
Restrictions are different in cold weather climates. I've never been to Michigan, but I'm going to guess that they're going to be somewhere similar as to like Colorado. And I did do Colorado plumbing.
Wow.
And all their shit's buried 8 feet deep in Colorado.
Oh, all of their septic tanks and everything?
Everything's buried 8 feet
All
deep.
the plumbing
Water
is-
lines, everything
That's
goes.
the rule.
Yeah, 8 feet deep is the
To
minimum.
keep it warm enough?
Yeah, to keep it from freezing.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Washington is 24 inches, so 2 feet deep. I think
Okay.
California is 18 inches.
And Louisiana, I think, is just right out the window, basically.
Alabama was ground level.
Was it?
Yep. 1 inch deep.
Yeah. Damn, dude. That's,
Just
bro,
don't let your lawnmower hit it.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Dude, that's wild. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, because I remember they had like a neighbor when I was growing up that they had like a shit line and just went off into the woods. And it would and then at a certain point, I remember we ran back there. And when you're kids, you don't know, you think it's like a little river, like a little lake or something.
So
And
gross.
so, yeah, people are jumping around, skipping rocks off of shit.
Yeah.
Like, just, making little boats. We used to make little school boats and like push them out into like this like kind of duty canal, kind of just.
Hey,
you're a kid.
You sick now?
I'm not doing great, but I'm doing this year. I'm feeling okay.
But generally speaking, throughout your whole life, are you a healthy dude?
Yeah.
Me too. You know why?
Why?
Because you played with shit.
Yeah.
And you got dirty every once in a while. And you didn't give a crap about washing your hands every single time you went to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, out here, like everybody. I saw some woman get a bunch of hand sanitizer and wash her son's neck with it the other day when I was at the bank. I'm
That
like,
can't be good for him.
oh fuck, that kid's gonna fucking get hit by lightning.
Yeah.
That kid's definitely.
That can't be good for you.
Yeah.
Just letting that alcohol soak into your skin like that?
Yeah, and just like at a certain point, everything has diminished. What is it called?
Diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah.
It's everything does. It's like, okay, you want to get so clean and everything, then fine. Something small comes along, a breeze with a little bit of cigarette smoke in it,
Yeah.
and now your kid can't fucking see for 2 years.
Carlin said some stuff years ago about, you spend so much time washing this and scrubbing that and making sure you're so clean that when something real does come along, your immune system is not going to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And you're going to die.
Yeah, your immune system's at like a 4-star restaurant or something, dude.
Yeah,
and then
you
some
need
little
to build it
hitchhiker
up.
comes in, you can't fucking handle him.
Right. You got to
know?
build it up. You got to
Yeah.
do something to kind of strengthen your immune system somehow. So
Yeah.
and go play with some turds every once in a while.
Amen, bro. Look, I'd watch people do it.
You ain't
know?
gonna do it yourself though.
Mario made you do it.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was young, they had a kid in my neighborhood who used to make me bury his duty in his yard for him, or I couldn't play with him. And he was a tough kid.
Like beat
man.
the crap out of you.
No, he would shit in his yard, and I had to bury it. And I didn't. I did it, man. I just did it, man. I fucking did it, dude. His mother was a librarian. I thought she was a nice lady. And he died, actually. He drove a bass boat into an embankment in the middle of the night.
Damn.
If we can look that up, Mario Ruffino. And R.I.P. as well, man.
R.I.P.
What's some? I want to know some good tales, man. We have some great video questions that came in for you that we'll get to in a minute. Yeah, I want to know a tale from the. Found it, you funked it right there.
There he is, right there.
6-day search, man.
Damn. Chafunkta. What city is it? What town is this in?
That's Covington, Louisiana. And Chafunkta, how it got its name, it's a famous Indian river. A big Indian threw a big rock in there. And that's the sound it made when it went in.
That sounds about right.
It is.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? By the overpass, man, I knew a fucking kid who jumped off that overpass one time and fucking hit a boat when he fucking went in, dude.
Is that where you're originally from?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, then you know the
we all
South.
prayed and we just knew God was going to let his body surface so we could take him out and give him a proper burial and get proper closure. Man. Mario Ruffino, traveling upstream at high speed just after midnight. That'll do it.
Man, what's he doing driving a boat in the dark?
Smashed into the overpass.
Had he been drinking?
I bet he had.
It says Ruffino was last seen at a bar right there.
May have had a beer or two. That's what they put in there. But man, I'll tell you, that boy lived at top speed from the moment I ever fucking met him, bro. It was like the whole world was at. I mean, he was just at high speed. That kid.
You know, if you were to ask him right now, he probably ain't got no complaints then.
Oh man, that guy. Yeah, yeah. He didn't. I mean, I guess he didn't believe in plumbing. I fucking remember that. That's for damn sure.
Just piss outside. You know,
Dude, I got this fucking, yeah. We're going to save a lot of money. Mom and Dad, I'm going to have some kid bury our poop.
Oh, that's right. He didn't believe in plumbing.
What's some wild stories that happen out there, man?
Oh, man, wild. Like,
Or tell me something.
gross, crazy. You know, I got them all. Chicks trying to have sex to pay off their bill.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah, that happens. I never did.
Because you're a handsome guy. I'm sure you go in there and there's the opportunity for sex every now and then.
It's happened. I had a lady in Seattle. She's good looking. It took forever for her to come to the door. I still remember it because she was trying so hard.
Right.
You can tell when somebody's coming on to you, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm blind and all, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a dude. So we miss most of those signs all the time.
A lot of times you miss them. But so if you don't miss them, if a regular dude doesn't miss them, it must really be coming strong. That's what I realized.
Dude, this chick answered the door in a very thin white T-shirt.
Okay.
And that's it.
Wow.
And that T-shirt was just long enough.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then her stuff was upstairs. So I'll show you, follow me. So I followed her up the stairs, staring at her ass the whole way up. So I could plunge her toilet in 30 seconds and fix it. And then she has me sit there for like 20 minutes, I bet, while she sings karaoke to me on her little private karaoke machine.
No way.
Still in this little T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
With great big titties.
Damn,
that you can
boy.
see every bit of. She didn't even need to be wearing the T-shirt.
Both at a tit, you could see them?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
the shirt is so thin, you can see right through it.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the point was, I knocked on the door and I got there and I got no answer. And I knocked again. It took her like 5 minutes to come to the door.
And were you getting scared? What do you think she was doing?
I was thinking she wasn't there. I heard her at first when she first came up. I heard her come to the door. She looked through the peephole. She saw I was an old fat dude, probably, because you don't know what plumber's showing up to your house.
That's true, huh?
So, and then I kept knocking. I'm like, so I called dispatch because at the time, it
Was this Roto? You were going to Roto?
Yeah. At the time, this was before cell phones, so all we had was Nextel.
Oh, yeah.
So beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Hey, can you call this customer that I'm here at her house and I've knocked. I hear that she's in there. She ain't answering. Oh, yeah. So they call him. Oh, okay, she's coming to the door. I'm like, cool, thank you. And she answers the door like that. I'm like, now I know what the fuck she was doing. She went and got all ready and put her makeup on and whatever else.
And was she wearing sunglasses or anything?
Nope. She was slightly a little bit on the heavy set side, but, good looking.
Yeah, and it's afternoon. Is it morning?
It was morning, probably 10, 11 o'clock in the morning,
Who cares what anybody's body's like in the morning,
Right? South African white chick. So that'll kind of...
She had an accent.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. But still, I'm on the job.
Right, you're professional. Are you wearing a uniform?
Oh, yeah. And at the time, I was single, and still, you don't shit where you eat, no matter what. No, you just... It's only going to
clean shit.
There you go. Or you don't fuck where you clean shit, because that's true, too. But... I don't know. Something got instilled in me years ago. Don't ever have anything to do with anything with work like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't fuck your clients.
It's going to, yeah. And it's still a bad thing, man. Once you put sex into any work equation, it all becomes uncomfortable. That's why me and Nick fucking...
Is that why you guys don't get along?
That's why we go to separate rooms to touch ourselves. No, we've never done anything like that, man. And we never will, Nick.
And that's why it's working so well.
Yep, that's why it works so well, dude. Look, I promise you, the second me and him have any sexual interaction...
It's over.
It is over, bro. It is over, and I think he would agree to that.
Yeah.
So I moved to Washington.
No, so the lady, you're there. You're in the place.
Oh, I that was it.
Oh.
I hate, it's such a, it could have been so.
What karaoke music? No, that's what I
just-
mean. What karaoke music was she
she's
singing?
singing like love songs and stuff and trying to like sell me her voice basically. And
Why was she saying that she used to do music? She considered,
and she was totally into music and she wanted me to hear her sing. She was trying to get me to nail her on the couch right there.
Wow. And where was the karaoke machine?
This was after unstopping the toilet. I had gone back downstairs to write the invoice. I'm sitting on the couch. She's next to me on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
I've given her the invoice. She's got the checkbook. And instead of writing me the check so I can go to my next job, she spends all this time singing, trying to seduce me, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be cordial. I'm not trying.
And what
Look,
song,
lady,
though? What song?
I can't. Yeah, 20 years, man. This is literally 20 years ago, I bet. 15 years ago. I just can't remember.
Was it rap music?
No. I want to say it was like slow, like
Put your head on my shoulder.
something, something softer than that, probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sexual healing. Marvin Gaye.
I think you got it.
Wow.
She was pulling out all the stops to try. I had another lady
down,
in the same town grab my junk.
Wow,
and come
really?
in and grab me and kiss me. And I had to literally, I was married at that time. So
You said, hey.
Well, even if I wasn't.
Right.
Get off me, pay me my money, and let me go.
Right, let me go.
Mostly I'd be so scared. We're in an age of lawsuits.
Yeah, now we definitely are, though. But 15 years ago, people
I think we still were. And what if it don't work out? Say this girl kisses me and I throw her on the floor and just ravage her and we have a great time.
Yeah.
And then I don't call her back. And now she calls my company and says, he
Oh, yeah.
raped me on the floor or whatever.
Right.
Don't even go down that road. Don't even cross
there's
that bridge. So
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, do you ever fantasize about having had a romantic instance, though? About,
obviously the South African one kind of stands out. If I could have gone back now being single, I probably could have taken a run at that and had a good time.
Yeah.
And all would have been fine.
But hey, mate.
Yeah, I don't think they say that in South Africa.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually, man. I think I need a fucking plumber in my head. What's one of the wildest? Yeah, we got to ask, like, how much shit is out there, really? And how much shit is the middle of the earth just filling up with shit all the time?
Like I say, it all gets processed, cleaned, and then dumped back into the ocean.
But the septic box, that thing.
The septic box is even more environmentally friendly.
Wow.
Better for everything. It contains, it decomposes, it leaches clean water out into your yard, and that's why you see those green lines in a lot of people's grass, because that's where the septic tank leach field is.
Okay.
And it makes the grass a little bit greener in those areas.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But
And does it sift the sludge, or just a sludge builds up? Because really, in the end, it's very little solids, right?
right. A perfectly working septic tank, if it is working, it has active live bacteria in it that are constantly breaking down the solid material,
Okay.
separating the solids from liquids. They sell this product called Ridex, but you can use buttermilk. You can use cultured cultured buttermilk or cultured yeast. I mean, all these things work to promote the bacterial growth of your septic tank.
Oh, interesting.
Bleach and other chemicals tend to kill the active bacteria that are doing the job.
So you don't want that. So you want those cultures. You want to create. Yeah, you want to have like a little ecosystem going on.
Live bacteria. They're doing the job.
Wow.
My grandma and grandpa were, I mean, they had people coming over to their house, but they lived in the same house for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. And when the guy came, because the law says when you sell a house, you have to have a septic tank pumped, no matter what.
Oh, wow. So that's when you start over.
Yeah. So when the guy came to pump their septic tank after it had been buried for 25 years, he said, it looks like brand new.
Wow.
This didn't need to be done. This tank is working properly.
Dang.
And if they are working properly,
it's a beautiful
true working septic tank will never have to be pumped.
Dang.
Yep.
Huh. That's amazing, really.
Yeah, it's a completely self-contained system if you do the right things to you can't just ignore it and let it build up. You got to treat it. You got to take care of it. You can't put the wrong things in it.
Now, have you ever had to go looking for something that someone flushed that they needed back? Like a tooth or like a wedding ring?
$20,000 diamond ring.
Really?
At midnight. Yeah.
And were they on drugs or something?
No. It was a lady at an apartment complex. She was the manager of an apartment complex. It was years ago. This was in Alabama. The boss calls me and says, hey, man, this lady, and we know this is one of our clients. You know, they got 1,500 apartments in there. We're going there all the time. Hey, she dropped her wedding ring down the toilet at the office. Can you go get it? So I get there, and she's just bawling, crying. I'm like,
do you hug her, or what do? You just go in? You don't hug?
No, I don't hug.
Yeah.
I'm a plumber, man. Nobody wants to touch me
crazy,
anyway,
yeah.
man. I got a roto-rooter.
Yeah,
Probably got turds somewhere on me.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
So I go in the bathroom, and I take the toilet off the floor, and I give it a shake, and I can hear it's in there.
Oh.
That's good news, man, because if it makes it down the pipe, I got to send the camera down there, and I got to basically really slowly with the camera until I find it, and then I got to chase something down like a snake with a hook on it to try and get it out.
And that's like an endoscopy almost. How much does that cost? How much is that upcharge what you get when you get that cam out?
It varies by area, obviously. In this area, I think a camera is around $500.
Yeah, I could see that.
So back in the day, this was, like I say, 15 years ago, I want to say we would probably charge her around $200 to do that. Fortunately, I found it in the toilet, so I didn't have to go that route. I had the camera in the truck, but no need busting it out.
Nice.
So I go to shake it, and I'm like, it's in there.
So you shake the toilet, you can hear the pipe, you can hear it rattling.
I can hear the
Wow,
ring
that's
rattling
cool,
around
man.
inside. So I
what
shake
a neat
it.
way to think about it instead of just looking. Listen first.
It fell out. I got it. Put it on my finger, on my pinky finger. I put the toilet back together, and I go back into the office because it's midnight. She's still waiting for me. I'm like, I couldn't find it. Oh, no. No, I'm kidding. Here it is.
Yeah. Did you get down on one knee?
No.
Oh, man.
Here you go. She gave me a $100 tip.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Because it was an overtime, like midnight thing, I think the bill was probably like $85.
Right.
15 years ago in Alabama.
Yeah.
Here, that same midnight charge would probably be
$400.
$400 or $500.
Wow.
Yeah. From a commercial company. For me to come do it, I don't care about overtime or late night or whatever. It's all the same.
Is there anything you notice about people, like just in different areas, going into different areas over time? Like, do you notice any difference in like people in different environments or anything like that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, California is tough.
Yeah.
It's. I hate using the word liberal because I don't really like that word, but
Well, it's very liberal out here.
yeah, it's very. People out here are pussies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
There's a lot of labia out here, as I like to say, dude.
Yeah,
A lot of freelance.
The vaginization of California has taken place.
Soft. So soft, man. And that's what makes it tough being here, too. But then there's also a beautiful side to it, too, because, you know, the weather's so nice. There's so many great people that come here to chase their dreams, to do things.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many types of people. Like, it's tough, but yeah, this shit gets you soft out.
It's tough, but it's also the best. You know, it's the best. It's the best and the worst. You got to take the bad with the good. Yeah, there's that soft side of a lot of people, but also there's tons of good people.
Yeah.
And if you hook up and you meet with the right ones, then you can kind of get set here. So
Yeah.
you know.
The holiday rush is upon us. And if you sell stuff online, then you better get ready. And you better get ready with ShipStation. With more people buying online than ever before in the history of time, you need to be able to get orders out quickly, efficiently, and affordably. But how do you keep track of all of those orders and get them out in time? Well, that is ShipStation. With just a few clicks, you'll be managing orders, printing labels, and getting those products out the door and delivered in time for the holidays. That's right, you can still get them delivered in time for the holidays. No matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, or your own website, ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface. Quit going to this and then going to PayPal and printing off the address. That takes forever. ShipStation will handle it. With all of the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, and UPS, ShipStation lets you compare and choose the best shipping solution for you and your customer. No wonder ShipStation is the number one choice for online sellers. And you can use our offer code, Theo, to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months of free, no-hassle, stress-free shipping. Just visit ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in Theo. That's ShipStation.com. Enter offer code Theo. ShipStation. Make ship happen. Oh, sorry, just shaving my junk. Trying to get that little Christmas tree above my ween because it's holiday time. That's right, I'm trying to shave a little bit of a plant right up above my jonson. You know, a little bit of gristle-toe. That's Manscaped is what I'm using, guys. I'm manscaping. And support for this past weekend comes from Manscaped, the number one company in men's below-the-belt grooming. You can jingle balls to the walls, fellas. Listen up. Untrimmed pubes are a thing of the past, something you might find in a horse and buggy or a mercantile. It's time to gear up and get yourself the gift of shaving this holiday season. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. Everyone has accidentally nicked their balls or something like that, but you don't want Santa to cut a hole in his sack, do you? Neither do you. That's why the revolutionary company Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology, so this trimmer won't nick your bag or snag your nuts. It's also waterproof. You can use it in the shower. The Perfect Package also comes with a Manscaped Boxer Briefs pair that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day. Tighten your junk up and put it in that fresh sack. 'Tis the season to get the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0 for yourself, your dad, or your brother. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Theo at manscaped.com. That's right, get 20% off and free shipping with the code THEO at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping. And use code Theo. Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud this year. When I was young, the plumbers came because my mom had been flushing coffee grounds down the garbage disposal and the little paper thing that was in the coffee pot.
Oh, no.
She'd been like putting that in there just in the morning because it was easy. She was on the go.
Yeah.
And she was like, do not tell the plumbers that I've been doing that or we're going to have to pay and the building won't have to pay.
Right.
And right when the plumbers came in, bro,
It was like,
I was such a rat, dude. I was like, my mom has been flushing coffee grounds and the paper things.
they would have
down
found
the
it.
garbage
Anyway.
disposal.
They would have found it anyway.
Fuck, man. I never even told anybody that till just now, man. But I feel so bad if I fucking threw my mom right under the bus, bro.
Did she have to pay?
I don't think she did, man. I think the plumbers knew that, like, she was a single mom and stuff, and we're like, well, you know.
I've done that before, actually, where, so you go to an apartment complex or you go to a rental, a lot of rentals I'd go to where the owner would say, hey, if the customer put something in there that they weren't supposed to, I ain't paying.
Right.
Like tampons or, paper towels is a big one. We get a lot of paper towels out of drains, baby wipes.
Oh, yeah. Baby wipes seem impossible to flush.
They don't break down.
Yeah.
So if they get down there and they get caught on something, they're just going to pack up and other stuff's going to pack up on them. Here's a couple of good tips. For years they would say coffee grounds is okay in the garbage disposal. Eggshells is supposed to be good for it. No. Don't ever put pasta. Don't ever put rice. Don't do eggshells. Don't do coffee grounds. Those are not good for your garbage disposal. They go in the trash or in the compost. Your garbage disposal is for the tiniest little bits or whatever's left on your plate is what your garbage disposal was originally designed to do. Chunk that stuff up, mix it with some water, and send it down.
What about fat? Like if you're cutting the fat off of a chicken, like you're getting some chicken pieces?
I mean, if you got one or two,
get
get it in there. But don't carve a whole chicken and throw all the extra stuff in your garbage disposal. That's not going to be good for it. You're going to call a plumber.
What about bones?
No.
Okay.
No bones. No. One lady called me because she stopped up her garbage disposal with a whole steak. Because she called.
Almost cute.
Her son was going to come over for dinner. He called. He said he couldn't make it. She got pissed off and she threw the steak down the garbage disposal and it didn't make it.
Oh, and she hadn't cooked it.
No, it was raw.
So yeah, that uncooked meat won't go down really, huh?
No. Well, no, I mean, it'll chunk up, but once it gets through there, it's just going to pack up.
Right, because it's that weird consistency at that point.
So garbage disposals come in different power. Some of them are really strong. Yeah. I went to this frat house in Auburn, Alabama. Tons of frat dudes. And they needed a new garbage disposal. Their old one had taken a crap or whatever.
War Eagle, man.
Yeah, War Eagle. War damn Eagle.
Yeah, my bad, dude. Yeah, you're right.
So I get him this 1 horsepower garbage disposal and I put it in and the head of the frat house is there and he's like, is this a good garbage disposal? Is it strong? And I'm like, they actually advertised this garbage disposal will chew up a beer bottle.
Damn.
And he's like, word? I'm like, yup. And he's like, that's awesome. I'm like, okay, cool. Bye. Give me my money. And I left. Like a week later, I had to go back to that same fraternity house because all the pipes underneath the garbage disposal and the whole main pipe underneath the house was packed full of broken glass.
That's amazing.
Because they had a party that weekend and dudes were going, watch this, and just dropping beer bottle after beer bottle down the sink.
Have you ever seen a gas powered garbage disposal?
No. That'd be pretty cool, though.
It'd be pretty cool, huh?
I think that thing would work. I wouldn't want to connect it to my sewer system, though, because that's just going to send too much nastiness down there,
Now, if you run out of Drano and stuff, can you pour gasoline down your drain?
Don't pour Drano down your drain.
Really?
No, man, that stuff's bad.
Is it? I guess, honestly, dude, sometimes when I'm not even feeling good about myself as a person, I'll go get a couple things of Drano and pour it in all the drains in my place.
Why?
I think it just makes me feel like something's being done even though I'm not feeling good.
Do you own the house?
No, it's an
Then
apartment.
fuck it. It ain't your pipes.
Yeah, but I just I don't know, something about it's like, oh man, I can't unclog my own life, but I'm going to do my best on these drains right now, I think it's kind of anyway.
It's anything with hydrochloric or sulfuric acid. Pipes are not designed to handle that.
Wow.
It might eat through the clog, but whether it does or not, there's going to be some residual acid left in your pipes. I have grabbed pipes, solid cast iron pipes that people had used Drano on, and I can crush them with my hand because they're so brittle. Or plastic pipes that just have the whole bottom channel where the water runs.
Oh, yeah.
Gone. Just melted away.
Yeah, that's what we had growing up. It would be plastic piping right through some plywood, right through a hole in a piece of plywood or something.
You think getting a drain is unstopped? Or you think getting a drain unstopped is expensive? Try replacing a pipe.
Yeah, that's when it gets pricey.
Right. So you want to spend $20 on some Drano to try and save yourself $100 or $200 on a plumber for unstopping your drain? That Drano might cost you thousands in the pipe repair that comes down the road, or the damage that the water leak will cause, because you're not going to notice it right away. It's going to do some wood damage first and some mold and rot.
Fuck, that's crazy, bro. I can't even. Yeah, because I guess I'll stop getting it. And sometimes I get the expensive one, the little gold bottle or whatever.
Nah. There's better tricks. Boiling water works really well.
Really?
Yeah. Boiling water with a little bit of vinegar in it keeps your drain smelling good, and it keeps them running clean.
Dude, what's crazy is in the morning when I get up, I get some warm water and put some vinegar in it.
There you go. See, you're already
And
right
drink it
there.
for myself.
Oh, and drink it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a popular thing. We looked that up. Do you mind, Nick?
How's that work?
It works good. I feel like it makes me feel. It makes me feel like kind of. I don't want to say fresh, bro, because that's kind of a bitch word to use. But it makes me feel kind of like.
So
a
you're
little bit of vigor.
Massagilling from this side.
Yeah, I'm Massagilling from the top, bro.
All right.
That's that fucking Manson gill.
What's coming up a lot is apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, that's the one I
right,
use.
all right.
Yeah, sorry, not straight up like dye your hair vinegar.
Oh, my girl was doing that for a little while.
Yeah.
That and something else. She said it didn't taste very good, but it was supposed to be pretty good for like.
It does
your
not
health.
taste good. Yeah. It does not taste good. I just read on there though that it relieves nighttime leg cramps, which is
Because it has
that's a warm water.
potassium.
Oh, and honey.
Damn, I fucking want some right now, dude. Because I got on these compression socks because my legs hurt. What is the most complicated septic system that exists out there, or the most complicated one that you've ever come upon?
They are not complicated.
They're not.
No, it's hard to find one like that. There are usually the most complicated thing I run into is when people try and they don't know what they're doing. Day before yesterday, for example, I went to a house where the guy called me and said, "This is going to be a big thing, but do what you can." And I go in there, and the plumber couldn't. He wasn't a plumber. The guy couldn't put the toilet pipe in the center of the space where the toilet goes. So he didn't. And he installed it over in the corner, and he put the toilet on a diagonal coming out funny, and it didn't sit right. It didn't look right. It was not proper. Not only that, but he didn't use the right material. So the toilet wasn't even stuck to the floor. It was just kind of
I've been on one of those.
non-functional.
Yeah,
And
it feels risky.
yeah. And as soon as I start moving things and I get in there, I'm like, had this not have taken place in the first place, it would have been so much easier for me to fix. But that I have to undo the problems of somebody else.
Right.
And then recreate from, basically, I got to undo all this before I can go back to the beginning. So when it gets complicated is when somebody tackles a project they probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
They should have just called a plumber in the first place.
Right. So yeah, instead if you get brave ideas to just kind of Lewis and Clark your fucking shit future, change it up and hire somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's worth the money. I mean, it's some of these companies, I can't be everywhere, so you're not going to get me. And some of these companies are not very cheap, but it is worth the money. These guys have learned a lot over their however many years it took to be a professional plumber.
What's your company, Brad?
It's called Toilet Champion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You like it? Bro, it's crazy because in my mind, I'm like, this guy is a toilet champion.
Yeah. I won a contest.
You did?
Yeah, it was putting a toilet together. It was a plumbing supply store in Washington was having this contest. They had a shitload, shitloads of toilets in the box. Like everything is in the box that you need to put this toilet together.
Oh, wow.
And the contest, they had a barbecue and everything, and they had like vendors there that were selling tools and stuff like that. And this was the contest. Whoever puts the toilet together in the fastest amount of time, you get a trophy, you get $100, and there was something else involved in it. And I did it in a minute and 54.
Damn.
Out of the box, fully assembled, no leaks. So I get this little trophy with a dude holding a toilet up over his head,
That's great.
And I'm like, I'm the toilet champion. So
Dude, that's awesome.
it's been the name of my business ever since.
Dude, that's beautiful. And Toilet Champion is based where? It's here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Or a specific area of Los Angeles? Or
I tend not to come into LA too much. I kind of stick more toward the Valley and Thousand Oaks, Simi. But
Okay.
I mean, I'll move around where, dude, I went to Cambria a couple of weeks ago and repiped a whole house.
Damn.
That's 4 hours away.
Wow. So you'll do some adventures, you'll do some stuff.
Sure.
Let's the Toilet Champion, bro. That's freaking great,
ToiletChampion.com, man. It's its own website and
I
stuff.
love it. We got a question right here from a guy who has a beard. Now, can you cut your
There
hair
it
and
is.
flush it down the pipe?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't do it in like large quantities at once, but I mean, little bits, it'll go through fine.
Have you ever found something in a pipe that you thought this person could be a murderer doing something dangerous? Like some bonage or anything like that?
I found a baby in a pipe once.
No, you didn't.
I
Baby
caught
what?
A baby human.
Oh, damn.
That was a pretty sad day. I had to call the police though.
You did?
Yeah. So she miscarried. He beat the crap out of her.
Oh.
She miscarried, flushed it. So it wasn't a very large. It was just barely bigger than the size of your hand or so. But fortunately for her, their sewer line was already stopped up. Mm-hmm. So when she flushed it down, it didn't go all the way. Mm. And a couple of days later, they had called Roto-Rooter. And when I got there and undid the cap out in the front yard, the baby came out.
Oh.
And I'm looking, I had to look at it for a couple of minutes because I've seen so many rats in pipes.
Right.
So
yeah.
a rat that has been drowned it will lose all its fur, and it'll also be white and very small and have bones. So you got to kind of look it over. It was not dissimilar from that, minus the tail and all that, but it was definitely a human baby.
Wow.
And I'm like, ugh. So
And what do you do? Did you feel something like spiritually at that point at all? Or
yeah, I felt horrible. I didn't know what was really going on at the time. I think I was like 21 or 22. You know, I was very young. So I picked up the Nextel and I called my boss. Hey, Lamar, man, a baby came floating out of this drain. What do I do? You know, I'm way out in the country, out in the middle of nowhere. You know, and he goes, "You pack up your shit, get in the truck, and leave right now. Don't unstop that drain. Don't do nothing." So I did. I packed up. I didn't even talk to the lady. I just loaded up my stuff and drove away. They called the police. The police showed up. They did their thing. The guy went to jail for beating the crap out of the lady.
Oh.
So at least that happened. So
Right.
sad story and all that, but at least
yeah,
it's
if you don't get
some
called, you
small
don't go
semblance
there.
of justice.
Yeah, maybe they don't find out.
Right. And maybe he continues beating the crap out of her. So
You know, it's funny. It's almost like a little bit of a euphemism for life. It's like you think you can put everything hide everything inside of yourself or in the drains, in our emotional drains or in the ground or wherever, but it all comes to the surface.
eventually it's all going to pop out. You can't hide it forever.
Yeah. Man, R.I.P., man. It's so sad, dude. What kind of baby was it? A boy or girl? Do you know?
I couldn't tell. It was, like I say, it was so small.
small.
And it had been in there for a while, so it was already starting to kind of, and it wasn't fully developed and all that. So,
Right.
Yeah.
That's sad, man. That drain baby. And it was Alabama?
That was in Alabama, yeah. I found an alarm clock in the toilet. I found an Elmo in the toilet.
I could understand that, dude. You're late for work or you're not late for work.
That was
Fuck
exactly
thing.
it. The alarm clock went off. Dude threw it that way, and it went right down the toilet. He's like, shit.
Yeah, and he was right. This past weekend is brought to you by Skillshare. There's someone that you love that's struggling with inability. Or not inability, but hell, they don't have a skill. Well, we got a guy on here today that has a skill. He's a plumber. And look at how well he's doing. Skillshare is a supporter of this past weekend. It's an online learning community for creators, with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more. You'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity, career, and creativity. Take classes in social media, mobile photography, marketing, even illustration. Are you a freelancer? Well, you can be. Just get a skill. Try bookkeeping for freelancers. How to handle your finances. One of our most popular courses. One of their most popular. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for TPW listeners. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right, Skillshare is offering this past weekend listeners 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes. That's everything. Just go to Skillshare.com/TheoVon. That's right, go to Skillshare.com/TheoVon to start your 2 months now. Man, I keep forgetting to send one of these to my friend who just had a new baby boy. I got to mail out a Ridge wallet to him so he can save money because he's going to need it taking care of that little one. That's right. The Ridge wallet helps you carry what you need every day. It'll streamline how you carry cash and cards in their flagship wallet. Instead of carrying that big lump of dunk in your back, looking like you got bad plumbing in your pants, now you can get that front pocket carry. And also, this thing is made out of titanium specialty metals. We're talking military grade, like carbon fiber. It's proven to be bulletproof, waterproof, and chainsaw proof, though I never recommend you take a chainsaw to your money. The Ridge is so confident you'll enjoy their product, they've made it as simple as possible. And free shipping so you can get it fast. Free returns in case you don't like it. You don't like it, you don't keep it. And if you do like it, there's a lifetime guarantee. There's over 30,000 5-star reviews, so they've got a lot to be confident about. See exactly how it works by going to ridge.com/Theo. That's ridge.com/THEO and use code Theo for 10% off. And Corey Huff, I promise I'll be sending you yours soon, brother. I'm so sorry. I know that that you've had that little baby for a while now. The link is in the description. That's ridge.com/Theo for that front pocket carry. Let's go to this video question that came in right here.
What up, pimps? I was wondering if it's true they call the day after Thanksgiving Brown Friday in the plumbing world.
They really
Let
do.
your boy know. Gang, gang.
Gang, bro. They do?
Busiest plumbing day of the year for service plumbers.
And that's just based on sheer volume of feces?
I mean, it's just called Brown Friday. To be honest, it's mostly kitchen sinks.
Yeah,
Garbage
all the
disposals.
stuff.
Potato peels. 80% of it's going to be potato peels in the garbage disposal. You got a big Thanksgiving dinner. You just peeled 20 potatoes. They all went down the drain. They didn't go very far.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, potato peels, they just have that same consistency.
And they
It's like a
just
little
stick on
layer of
each other.
skin they can
Yep.
just gather up.
Yep. So they call it. He's right though. They do call it Brown Friday, man. One year I did 14 service calls in one day, the day after Thanksgiving.
And is it mostly shit related, or is it like a mix of things? You said a lot of it's food.
Like I say, out of those 14 service calls, I think 12 of them were kitchen sinks. So it's just food particles and everything, and the other 2 are main lines.
And do you go to places where sometimes people are embarrassed, like they'll like come in, but they'll never even look you in the eyes? It's over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, not only that,
People have a lot of shame around feces and around shit.
So it went beyond that because several years after quitting with Roto-Rooter, I started working for one of the largest luxury hotels in the world.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say who it is.
Oh, you're certainly allowed.
Oh,
we have
Four
insurance
Seasons.
now.
Four Seasons in
Okay.
Seattle. So
Yeah.
I'm working for Four Seasons in Seattle, and those toilets stop up just like any other toilet.
Mm-hmm.
But these people are fancy, and they don't want to interact with the common folk who is coming to unstop their toilet.
Yeah, the plumber's a strange guy to them.
Well, I
He's this
actually
creep
worked
coming in
for
here.
the Four Seasons.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I was
For a
a maintenance
specific
man.
one, or for like kind of an area?
Eventually, I worked for 3.
Okay.
But one at a time. I worked Four Seasons Seattle for 3 years as their overnight maintenance. So it wasn't just plumbing I was doing. Drywall repair and painting and all this other, whatever needed to be done, including, all the building maintenance and handling guest room calls. So yeah, most of the time, if a guest were to call with a stopped up toilet, that guest would not be in the room.
Wow.
They'd just dip out, let you fix it. They don't want to,
Yeah.
you already got to smell their shit. They don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
For the most part. There was some small occasions where they would be in there and they would just be in. It's in there.
Right.
Yeah, lady, I know where the bathroom is. I work here.
Have you ever had anybody like put on a mask or something so they don't see you? Like, because
No.
people have so much shame surrounding like body, activity and stuff.
They do, but no. I had one lady.
Or anybody hiding behind their hand or anything, like anything that's.
No. I had one lady open the door with the robe, and the robe was open.
Oh, yeah.
So, just everything was showing.
Damn, nice looking or not?
Yeah, real nice looking.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to lose my job.
Right.
I can't come in. I'm sorry.
Wow.
She's like, no, it's okay. Come on in. And I'm like, no, I can't. Her husband pops around from the corner, and he's like, yeah, it's okay. Come on in. I'm like, no, it's not okay.
Yeah, like surprise me with a man. That ain't gonna help.
No. Y'all trying to invite me in here for some freaky stuff? I ain't down. Let me fix your toilet.
Have you ever had anybody offer you? Yeah, just straight up point blank. Here's a couple $100. Watch me bone Rhonda or whatever. Like watch us do something.
Man, I
Wow.
might get down on that. But no, I never had
you don't
that.
have
offer. I mean, if I just got to stand there and watch.
Not yet.
No.
It'll come, man. I'll tell you this, man. When you guys hire the toilet champion, you throw in $300, he'll watch you guys bone for a half hour. That's for damn sure. Look, man, I guarantee you somebody will hire you now to come do it.
Hey, man, money is money. You're going to pay me $300.
Well, look, take
I
a
ain't got to
break.
do no hard work. I just got to stand there and watch.
Frank, it's still plumbing you're watching, bro.
That's right. Somebody's laying pipe.
Get that half a sandwich, dog. Here comes a white guy with a question. Ooh, from Seattle, from your old stomping
I'll be
grounds.
down. You got a nice hat on.
And I will say before I play this one, we got more questions for you than we have in a long time for a guest, but like 2/3 of them were, have you ever had sex on the job? Did anybody ask you to clean your pipes? A lot of that stuff, type stuff. It was,
Yeah, a lot of euphemisms.
Oh, yeah.
We covered that pretty in depth.
What's happening, Theo? Ryan from Ohio. Just wanted to ask Super Mario there if he, when he's cleaning out toilets, cleaning a real nasty drain, does he glove up the hands or does he go in raw? I used to work with this cat in Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh. Just thought I'd throw that in there. From Pittsburgh. He, we worked on the river together on the boats, and anytime he was cleaning a shower, cleaning a toilet, he never gloved up the hands. I always called him nasty. He said it was because he used to be a plumber, and, all plumbers did that. I just wanted to know if Super Mario there did that, and he'll probably try to lie to you and say he didn't because you got him on the spot right now, so just don't shake his hand when he goes to leave. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, brother. Thank you. Ryan, was that Ryan from Ohio?
Yep, Ryan Boyer.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Boyer. I appreciate it. That's a good question.
It is. First 4 or 5 years, no gloves.
Raw dogging. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my toilet champion.
and still, if I don't have gloves, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have them, I'll use them. But if not, I know how to wash my hands.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stick my hands in my face or on my eyes or shake hands with people or anything.
Yeah, it's work.
But here's the other thing. I went to cooking school for a year. So that was an everyday, 4 hours a day thing. And the biggest thing that they teach you in cooking school is to wash your hands and such good cleanliness habits with your hands. So I can understand the difference. You know what I'm saying? That it's okay to stick your hands in poop. If you know you're going to wash your hands before you shake somebody else's hand or, stick it in your mouth or whatever. But no worries. I don't care. I'll put my hands on church before.
You got good hand etiquette.
Yeah.
You got hand plans. You have plans for your hands.
I'm not trying to touch food right after cleaning out somebody's toilet.
Yeah.
I'll probably wash my hands 3 or 4 times before I do that.
Yeah. You ain't going to clean out a shitter and then fucking polish off a thing of deviled eggs immediately.
Most likely not.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I did.
Amen.
In the first 5 years, I'd go unstop somebody's thing and then go eat lunch without washing my hands.
Hell yeah.
So I didn't know any better. I was a kid, so.
Yeah, and at that time, it's wild how when you're young, you could spare a couple of years. You're like, oh, I get lymphoma, I get, carcinogen or whatever. I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I'll fucking lose a limb. I'll sprout another. When you're young, you have that in your head.
Invincibility attitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, whatever, dude. I'll fucking have I'll have a couple spare ribs and fucking half a turd for lunch, bro.
Now I got to be careful when I get out of bed because it's a ways down,
What do we have, Nick? Let's get to a video question.
We actually had a
That was a great question by that guy.
Yeah, I would have just assumed yes, they do wear gloves, so that's very interesting. We actually had a message from someone you might know. It's a voice memo, actually, not a video. So let's hear this.
What's the biggest turd you've ever seen while plumbing?
That's my father.
Is it really?
Yeah, I know that guy's voice.
Wow, that's like Luke, I am your father. That was like very Star Warsy.
Should we,
I know
again?
I know his voice.
Yeah, one more time. Let's hear it.
What's the biggest turd you've ever seen while plumbing?
Oh, that's awesome, man.
It has to be the one I was talking about earlier, the lady with the baseball poops.
Yeah, there's Colin Ryan. That's what they call it.
It's great.
Thank you, bro.
That's great.
It just came into my brain, man.
I'm going to have to get a hold of my friend in Alabama and tell him that. He'll laugh. He'll remember.
Buy him a Houston jersey, dude. That's what you got to do.
Colin Ryan.
Dude, those Thigh Young Award winners. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, I mean... Yeah, that was the biggest one while plumbing. But I was walking down the streets of Seattle like I don't know, 10 years ago, I was plumbing a building actually, and we were just taking it because we were commercial plumbers doing high-rise buildings, and kind of got out of that turd chasing business. That's what they call roto-rooter men, turd chasers.
Turd chasers. Yeah.
So I got into the new construction, high-rise, clean pipe, no more dirty hands.
Right.
And we were walking downtown Seattle, headed to Whole Foods like we did every day to have our 10 o'clock morning 15-minute break. And we passed, I kid you not, a 1-foot turd.
Oh, wow.
In diameter, it was a pile of poop.
Shit squatch. Oh, that's
Foot
insane.
in diameter.
Jesus. And where'd they get it from? You think it came directly out of a body? You think it was a group of people?
No, this is a
that
human
shit
turd. One
consecutively?
human turd.
Oh, wow. One
and it
piece.
was just kind of like one of these, kind of soft serve deal.
Yeah.
That's a thing, though. That's a homeless thing. I don't know if you knew that or not. Homeless in major cities shit on the sidewalks on purpose.
Oh, yeah. I knew that.
It's like they're fuck you to society or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not uncommon to see a big turd. And I almost think like they're kicking back like, hey, I got a 3-day turd built up.
Yeah.
I got to go find a sidewalk, you know?
Yeah.
And then we'll kick back and watch all these people walk past it.
Oh, I bet, bro. It's got to be. And honestly, you can't fucking find entertainment like
Nah,
that.
come on, man. That's free entertainment.
That's amazing. Imagine laying just a real snake in the basket
man.
heater across the way.
Yeah.
And then you and your buddy crack open a couple natty lights.
And sit over in the
living off
corner and
government
watch.
And fucking watch a fucking fireworks.
I saw that in Hollywood like 2 months ago.
Oh,
and
dude.
people had stepped in it. So there was like foot tracks going away
yeah.
from it. It was crazy.
That's insane. You know, it's interesting too because at a certain point with bodily functions, we become almost like animals in a way. You know, it's like we mark our territory. Or Dude, when I was young, I used to be real scared, and I would urinate in places in my bedroom.
All right.
You know, and I think in hindsight, I never really knew why I did it, but I think I was like scared that something was going to come get me.
Yeah.
So I would mark my territory. You know, I don't think it was a choice that I was making. I felt like it was a not involuntary reaction, but just something that was more on the animalistic DNA of me, you know?
Did you ever outgrow that?
Yes, I did.
Well, I have not yet.
Really? Wow. You'll just do it sometimes.
I get in trouble with my girl and my fiance a lot for peeing in inappropriate areas.
Wow. That's interesting. Do you think that's any reason why you got into plumbing?
No. But I'm drinking sometimes comes into play with the peeing on the floor or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
On an ironing board in a hotel room or something. Or
Yeah, that's
you
fun.
never know. Yeah, I mean,
So you'll do some wild pissing.
but also more to your point, like you're saying, kind of every time I move into a new place, I gotta pee on it.
Yeah.
in somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee on that house somewhere. I don't know why. I just have to.
Dude, my buddy's dad, when I was growing up, used to get on the roof sometime when he'd been drinking, and he'd let us watch him piss down the chimney, dude.
Down the chimney
Yeah.
to come inside.
And then mom, they wouldn't know. We'd sneak up, and then the mom would fucking get so mad.
Oh yeah, yeah. They just can't understand why you can't go use the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't have to.
Yeah, because I don't have to.
I don't have to.
Dude, you can pee. You're supposed to pee in the toilet, but you can also pee wherever you want.
Exactly, wherever you want, in a suitcase, on an ironing board. What?
Do you feel like it's territorial for you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope. I don't know if I'll grow out of it. I don't care if I do or not. Really, it's not really the only bad vibe I get from it is from
the
my
missus.
fiance. Yeah, she's not comfortable with it.
Well, look, dude, that's when you break out that trophy and say, "Hey, lady."
I am the toilet champion.
I mean, look, dude. And the toilet champion's gonna do what the toilet champion is gonna do.
I need to get a belt too.
Dude, you really do, man. I'm not joking, bro.
I probably could.
Get one of the kids when you go into the house and they're in there. That's awesome that your dad called in, because we didn't know that he was going to call in, right, Nick?
Right. I just recognized the last name.
Yeah,
And,
Laskowski was on the lineup of just people that had called.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Did you and your father ever work together?
No, yes and no, not really. So I'd have to say no. I got a job working at the same company as him, but for a very brief period of time. We weren't doing the same thing. We weren't even working in the same area, but it was only an in-between until I could. Construction plumbers get laid off from time to time. You know, you hit a big job or whatever, or a high-rise building. When that building is over, a lot of those plumbers are going to go on unemployment.
I see.
That seems to be the way of it. And I don't like to sit still.
Yeah.
So my old man had a company he was working for, and they'll hire anybody. They don't care. It's barely better than minimum wage, but it's money.
Wow.
So I went and worked for him for like a couple of months. But like I say, him and I never really, him and I do different things. He's a painter. So.
And you guys must be pretty close. So if he called in, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, since we've become adults, yeah, we're best friends. He's my best guy friend, I think.
Wow.
You know, my fiance is probably my best real friend.
And your dad is a pretty hard worker himself?
Oh, yeah. He's 62, 63, been working his whole life. So,
that's cool.
Instilled some good values, I would say.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. How do you get so for the young plumbers out there and plumbers apprentices and, young men that are like, well, what do I do? Is there a way out through that business? How did you... tell me how to get those young men can get from starting working from a company with a Roto-Root or a commercial group, some outfit like that, how they can get to that next level of being now a toilet champion,
or self-sufficient.
Or self-sufficient. Yeah, because there's a lot of, there's pride in that. Even though there's other expenses that come in, it's nice to be able to have something that feels like yours, to piss in your own fucking yard, Hey,
make no mistake. I got to work hard for it, and I'm always out there hustling still.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not hit easy street by any means.
Oh, and there never really is. The more work you bring on or create or that you're a part of, the more work there is.
Yeah.
It's like
growth begets growth.
And it's a blessing and a curse. There's a law of diminishing returns. It's like it's great, but it's different.
Yeah. So to answer that, I would say to start, and if you're in your own, pride, I want to say pride in your own abilities or your own work ethic. How hard I work and how I want it to look is what drives people paying me. Mm-hmm. They pay me because what I put in looks good and it works. Mm-hmm. I don't charge a fortune, but I'm not the cheapest out there either. Mm-hmm. I pick what works price-wise for me, and I try to be as completely open and fair with my customers as I possibly can be. And that seems to work well, whether you're doing plumbing or carpentry or, treat people right, treat them honestly, don't rob them, and you'll get customers for life.
Yeah.
I've got people that call me from 5, 6, some 10 years ago. Hey, you still in Seattle? I got some plumbing. Nah, I'm sorry, man, But they'll hold on to your number forever if you did them right.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You save it in there. Yeah. Brad, plumbing.
If you're to ask how to succeed by yourself, treat people right and don't rob them. And that'll you'll be fine. What commercial plumbing companies are charging, I understand the overhead and the expenses and the insurance and everything else and advertising and all that. But it's still, the owner is making money for doing very little.
Right. It feels egregious.
It's a little too far.
So at some point you got out though. You started to do your own thing. What'd you do? You started an LLC. You started to do.
I have an LLC, yeah.
Right. And then you started advertising. How did you go about that? I'm just trying to get some of these young guys who may be curious about that sort of stuff, how to get out of somebody else's toilet.
Yeah, and get into their own or hoist up their own.
And fucking at least pretend yours is a bird bath for a little while.
Yeah, Craigslist was a good way to start. That's how I got my start. There's a couple other avenues like Angie's List, and there's a couple other apps that you can use that will send you work, but you have to pay for it. So Thumbtack, Angie's List, there's a couple of others that will give you job leads. But if you were to accept those job leads, they can be quite expensive, and all they are is leads.
Right.
So if the customer decides not to go with your price, then you're out that money.
You're still paying for that lead.
Yeah, and that bill started getting so expensive that it wasn't worth it for the return I was getting out of the jobs that would hire me.
I see.
So it ended up being, a guy needs a new water heater, for example. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can put in a water heater way cheaper than they can put in a water heater. But it cost me $100 just to tell that guy that. And what if I tell him and he decides to go with somebody else? I'm still out that $100.
Yeah.
So I gave up on all those. They are an option. If you're small time, really small time, and you're only doing the minimum bids, then it's probably not going to be too expensive. But if you're out there and you're trying to make it a business, Craigslist works pretty well because it's $5 per post, and that's not very expensive. And you get one job and you got your return on that.
Yep.
And word of mouth, I think, is probably my best.
Amen.
That seems to work better than anything. And I've been here a few years, so I have enough built up now that I rarely do, but I do post every once in a while on Craigslist. Matter of fact, that's how Johnny found me.
Oh, really? Yeah, and Gianni, everybody knows, is the beautiful little twink. And I'm not sure he's a twink, but he is a nice young man who's on a new. He's an actor, and he's going to be on a new television show called, what is it?
He was just in the sixth season of Power.
Power.
Yeah.
He was just in the 6th season of Power, but he has a new show that he's taping right now that we can't talk about.
Yeah.
But we just did. So
Oh, we don't know what it is yet.
yeah, but also we have insurance. So it's nice, man.
Come at us, G.
Bro, yeah.
Come at us.
Using this insurance, honey.
Hey, if I'm paying for it.
Have you ever seen kids, like I knew we'd go over to these kids' house and sometimes they would flush the toilet, obviously, and then use it as like a little bit of like a pool or something for one of their kids.
Oh, yeah.
You see that a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kids, oh, man.
Kids will swim in whatever.
Yeah. In the toilet.
Bro, we had this one kid, Small Allen, and he could fucking literally, bro, go all the way under the water and hold his breath, man.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It was beautiful, I thought at the time. But yeah, now in hindsight as an adult, if I saw him in there, I'd be like, get the fuck out of there, Allen.
Let's see. Yeah. Overflowed upstairs tub on purpose.
Yeah, the tub was that big toilet.
That's a big one to see happen a lot.
Or bobbing for apples. People ever do anything like that? Have you ever seen any crazy, somebody, a lot of tits? You have to pee? Oh, go pee.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. Don't pee in here.
No. I got to mark my territory somewhere. though.
Just mark it in the bathroom across the hall. There's a key right on there. Nick will get it for you. Today's episode is brought to you by Toilet Champion. Get that shitter, baby. You feel me? Oh, man. All right, we got a couple more questions for you that have come in here from listeners, man, and then we're gonna get you on your way, man.
This guy's just trying not to get a bid. It's a very specific question for him, but
Hey Theo, man, this is JD. I'm out of Pittsburgh, Kansas, and I see you're getting on with the plumber, so I got a plumbing question for you. When I turn my bathroom sink on, it just can't keep up. The drain, it gets full, and I can't leave it running, you know. So I'd like to ask the plumber, what should I do about that? Gang.
Gang, bruh. Thank you, Bradley. Was that his name?
it was JD.
Sorry, JD Bradley.
I'm Bradley.
Right, but still not somewhere. I was trying to convince myself that. Thanks, JD. That's a good question, man. That's a really good question. So yeah, he's in there in the morning. He gets it going, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I'm trying to shave and stuff. Now I gotta wait and let it go down." What's going on there, Brad?
That's happened to every like college house I've ever been in, and like almost immediately, and then you just live with it.
Yeah.
Oh man, such a simple fix too.
Really? Yeah. I love this. I love this question, JD.
5-minute fix. He's back in business. He can either grab that stopper and pull it straight out, but sometimes they're connected to a rod that's behind the pipe. He has to reach behind there and undo that nut, pull the rod out, and then he can pull the stopper out. And there'll be so much gunk and hair and nastiness on the bottom side of that stopper. You throw that in the trash, put the stopper back in, slide the rod back in, and tighten that little nut that holds it in place. You're good to go.
So what's going on there is the problem is if he pulls the stopper up, it won't come all the way up, right? That's the issue.
Well, the pipe is like this, right? And there's a rod into the pipe, and the stopper is connected to that rod. That way you can't pull it out.
Right.
So and that little nut, you just it's finger tight usually. 90% of the time it's finger tight.
Wow.
And you just undo it, pull that rod out to release that stopper and pull it out. Clean it all off. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll clean it all off and put the rod back in without the stopper, and then just drop the stopper in. So it's free floating. You can use it as a stopper. It still works, but if you want to take it out, you can't.
More manageable. Wow. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you, JD. That's a great question, and I hope that's a fix for you, my friend. And I appreciate you calling in and leaving. That's a great one. And also, I was thinking about, the reason why you're here today. We thought about we just wanted to have just more just people in the world. Like it's just more fun sometimes to talk to somebody that not having to talk to celebrity or try to get celebrity. Just
Sure.
It's fun to just I don't know.
Celebrity life is a little different for sure.
Yeah, and we're just glad you're here today. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
And what I want to say is, so you talked about putting an ad even on Craigslist every now and then.
Yeah.
And that's how we found you.
Yeah.
Like our idea was just we want to have somebody on. We want a plumber. Yeah, let's do it. We're trying to get an illegal alien to come on.
Nice.
So we're like, we want a plumber. So we go on Craigslist to look. And because you put your ad out there, you are searching for business. You are doing your job.
Sure.
Then that's how we found you, right, Nick?
Yeah, and we were just talking about Toilet Champion, at least website traffic. Maybe it's not local people who can actually hire you, but it's going to blow up. And I bet you'll get some TPW fans in the Valley hitting you up.
I'm hoping.
Dude, I'll drive out there and shit and call you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm fired up now. That's so cool, man. But just the way that you put yourself out there and work hard, man, and that's how we're here today, because you don't put that ad out, we don't even know about you.
Right.
And this has been an amazing it's been an amazing time, dude.
It was fun.
Just learning about it.
So real quick, I got I told Nick this story. You got to hear it, man.
Okay.
It is the funniest thing that has happened to me in plumbing.
Right? It's worth it. I wanted to introduce it, but I didn't want to step on it, so I'm glad you said something.
All right.
Awesome.
So I transferred from Roto-Rooter, Alabama to Roto-Rooter, Tacoma.
Okay, and this is the Toilet Champion story.
No.
Okay.
I told you that one. That was just putting the toilet together and winning a trophy and $100.
Right, okay, so I shouldn't have interrupted you.
I moved, like I said, transferred. I'm working for Roto-Rooter in Tacoma, and we get a new dispatcher. And the new dispatcher that gets hired is going to come on ride-along with somebody.
Excellent.
So she can kind of learn, or he can kind of learn what we do in the field,
Experience,
yeah. So this girl, Nikki, she comes with me, and we go,
She
service.
sounds cute. Is she cute?
Yeah, she was cute enough.
Yeah,
she's cute enough. Great big old boobs on her.
Oh, both of them, bro.
Yeah, they were both big. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that. You don't always get that, dude.
One.
Yeah, sometimes you get that fucking, that lazy Susan,
So anyway, we go on, 2, 3, 4 service calls or whatever it was, go eat lunch. So I have kind of a rare form of colitis, and my stomach can just blow up at any time.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, it sucks. It's weird too.
The
'cause I'm
irony,
a plumber,
yeah.
You would think. But in all the years, even with bad guts and all that stuff, I've never used a customer's toilet, because that to me is just bad etiquette.
Yeah.
I'm here to fix it. I'm not here to use it.
Yeah.
But this instance, I had to use it, but I couldn't, because everything in the house was completely stopped up. Their toilets were full of water. Their tubs were full of water. Everything, they needed their main sewer line unstopped. And I cannot hold this anymore.
You got that boy on, huh?
I got to shit something
do?
fierce.
I know when I really have to, and my eyebrows will start shaking. That's when I can't take it anymore.
I start sweating.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's about
It's
to
going to
happen.
find its way out of your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what can I do? I jumped into the back of my Roto-Rooter van. I grabbed a bucket, and I shat very explosively and very loud, with her sitting in the passenger seat,
No way. Nikki with them tits?
smelling and hearing every bit of what was going on.
Did you tell her first?
I said, I'm really sorry. I don't know what. She's like, just do it. And she's got the windows rolled down. You could tell she's not happy about it, but she suffered through it. She said, the worst part was the people still had the plumbing problem. So after I finished blowing up that bucket, I had to leave it there and go fix these people's plumbing for another 30 minutes, leaving her with the bucket of shit.
In the car?
She got out for most of it and just kind of hung out outside.
Oh, you got to get out and get on your phone or something. There's a bucket of shit in the car.
So I finish, I get the drain unstopped and everything else. I get back there, rinse out the bucket and clean it all out and everything. And we drive all the way back to the Roto-Rooter office in silence. Yeah. Just not speaking to each other.
But so much chatter going on in y'all's heads, man.
We ended up living together for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, she was my girlfriend for a long time.
Praise
after that.
God, brother. That is fucking like Miracle on 34th Street, man.
Obviously, she didn't mind the smell of my shit that bad.
Wow, guys. So you want to talk about how to meet a lady? Man, that's crazy how the vulnerability of something brings people together.
Right?
It really
'Cause
does,
I
man.
mean, could I have been more vulnerable in that situation?
Yeah.
You know, I'm almost in tears. Like, I'm so sorry I have to do this.
Oh.
You know,
And what did you tell her to look the other way? Was there any rules you gave her?
well,
Kyle?
you know,
Because I would.
in a service van, you got that bulkhead wall right behind the
yeah.
the seats. So I mean, it's a steel wall, but there's holes through it.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's facing forward. She can't see, but she can hear everything that's going on.
Sound like gunshots.
She could probably taste. She could probably damn near taste everything that's going on.
Oh, man, bro, you're crazy, man.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Dude, you got to do what you got to do. You're crazy, man, but you're the best, dude. That's awesome. You've been a plumber for how long, Brad?
I started when I was 20. I'm 43.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You look like Daniel, too, from our cartoons, doesn't he, a little bit?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Do you look like this kid I grew up with named Daniel, dude, who ironically used to drink off the hose. He would put the hose in his mouth, bro. He'd put the hose in his mouth and then have you turn it on, even if it had been sitting there all winter and take that first hose hit, bro. That fucking hot hit, bro.
I don't mind the taste of hose water. It's
Yeah.
all right, but not the hot hose water.
He would get that fucking hot hit. He would go sometime and lay the whole hose in the yard, bro, on the hottest day, and let that bitch heat up for a couple days sometimes, dude.
That'd
Let
damn near-
spiders get in there.
It'll boil you.
Dude, he'll put it fucking right to the dome, bro.
Why?
And just taste the Lord, bro. That dude he was about the spirit, man. You know, I don't know, but unbelievable, dude, that you have bad plumbing in your body and you deal with bad plumbing in the world.
Right. And then I became a cook, so I could like deal with it coming in and coming out. You know?
Full service, man.
Yeah.
Brad Lukoski, the toilet champion of the Valley and maybe of the whole world, dude.
I think of
Is
the
the
world.
trophy worldwide?
I think so. Why not?
Nick?
I've never had anybody try to take it away.
Boy,
Come take it off him.
Come take it.
off him.
Come get this. I dare you.
Yeah, we will see you.
I got insurance.
We will see you in these shit streets, man. Yeah, thank you for being here today, man. I'm so happy your dad got to be a part of it, and just an inspiration, man. Working hard and just doing what you do, dude. And we're gonna pay you. I don't know what the time is, but we're gonna pay you $500 for being here today with us.
Oh shit!
And
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, man. A lot
Thanks,
of our
man.
listeners are hardworking people, and we're just happy to be associated with you. So thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Hey, you ever get any further questions? Shoot them my way. I'll
Well,
answer
no,
whatever
dude,
I got.
No,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
I'm gonna save your number, bro.
There you go.
I certainly will. Toilet champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jonathan Kite, and welcome to Kite Club, a podcast where I'll be sharing thoughts on things like current events, stand-up stories, and 7 ways to pleasure your partner. The answer may shock you. Sometimes I'll interview my friends. Sometimes I won't. And as always, I'll be joined by the voices in my head.
You have 3 new voice messages.
A lot of people are talking about Kite Club. I've been talking about Kite Club for so long, longer than anybody else. So great. Aye, sweetheart. Easy Theo. Anyone who doesn't listen to Kite Club is a dodgy bloody wanker. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese and a McFlurry.
Sorry, sir, but our ice cream machine is broken.
No!
I think Tom Hanks just butt dialed me. Anyway, first rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Second rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Third rule, like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts or watch us on YouTube, yeah? And yes, don't worry, my Brad Pitt impression will get better.
In the trades, your tools are everything. You can't afford them breaking down on the job. Brunt makes tools you wear, tough boots that are insanely comfortable right out of the box. We work directly with people in the trades to develop each product at the best price. Try Brunt risk-free with a 30-day on-the-job trial with free shipping and returns, and get $10 off your first order with code SXM. Go to bruntworkwear.com.
Okay. I know some of you guys are tired of the intro music. Well, if you are, just listen to it again.
Celebrate living, celebrate misery. You know that soon we're gonna die. Let's have some fun while we all die.
Sorry, that's a little bit muerto. That's a little bit muerto, and that's Spanish for death. Because you die in other countries too, in Spain, Portugal, Africa. Everywhere you go, you die, brother. And that's the crazy part. And I'm sorry to start us off like that, but that's not what's happening right now. Right now, we are in the live category. We're checking that live box. If somebody passed you a note right now, and it said, do you live? Yes or no? You would check yes, because you're alive. Sorry, I know some of you guys. It's a sentence almost that you have to deal with, while some people seem to just be able to embrace it and just have joy just jumping out of their dang skin, you know, just like joy is just repelling out of their armpits and just spelunking out of their nose, you know, constantly. And some people have that natural joy. That's what I call that. That natural joy. TNJ. Not to be confused with TMJ, which is lockjaw. And lockjaw is something you could get. It was rabies' little brother. Because I grew up, a lot of people know in the rabies belt. A lot of rabies, a lot of lice, body bugs, you know. We had one fella was always scratching his neck, and they would have to, put these, almost make him like a mummy because he was scratching his neck so much because he got the body bugs. And people get different types of stuff, you know, and that's one thing that he got. But TMJ was also, I think, something like lockjaw where you couldn't eat for a while. It was like a diet, but one that basically your central nervous system enforced a diet on you, and you couldn't open your mouth. And that was something I remember my mother told me, be careful out there because you could get lockjaw. And especially around this time of year, you know, I find that October, do you realize it's October? Do you realize you can eat candy all month long and nobody will judge you? You could be at a funeral and break out a Snicker, you know, a baby Snicker, and nobody's going to judge you heavily because that's natural, because it's that time, you know? I mean, you could just, you could crack open a pixie stick and bust a couple of rails right up your snout, you know? Like frickin' like Coca-luffagus, you know? Like Snortaluffagus, bruh. You could do a couple grams of grape pixie powder and nobody's heavily going to judge you. And that's because it's Halloween time. And Halloween I always feel is, it's the best. I mean, you could dress up like a fucking ghost and go to Burger King tomorrow, and people will just think that, you know, you're just trying to get a head start on the year. I mean, we had a girl in our neighborhood that would go trick-or-treating year-round. And some people thought she was mentally challenged, maybe had a little speck of the tism on her. Because I grew up in the tism belt as well, and that's basically a lot of the South and Midwest. Tism is heavy out there. Tism drips heavy. It drips heavy in the genetic caverns out there. It just drips off the ceiling, and every now and then a drop catches somebody, and they get caught up. Their feelings and emotions and the way that they live their life gets caught up, and that's autism. And everybody's got a little bit of it, and I'm sure I had a splash hit me on the back, when I was going through the genetic caverns into the universe, and I got a touch, because I'll see a lot of times autistic kids and they flare up kind of when I come by a little. It's almost like if a dog hears something in the distance, and I'm not referring to autistic children as animals or autistic humans. I'm not doing that at all. But I'm saying that they'll have that same, you ever see like a dog, like if a dog is far away and you make a sound and the dog looks, that's a lot of time what happened with me when I get around people that have mental disabilities, because they know that the thread in me is recently removed from the quilt that they're made of, that I'm partisan to whatever they got. And I've always thought that. I've always felt a little bit on the, people say on the spectrum, but I say I don't want to say on the rainbow, but I say on the water slide of autism, because it's a wild ride. But happy October, guys. Happy October 1st. It's October 2nd. It's October 2nd. I'm recording this on October 1st. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope, people got into the football. We got some people that called in about that, about some of the different kneeling. A lot of unique perspectives on it. And so we're going to rifle through some of those in a little bit. We got Ari Manis coming back in. I know people hate him. Some people love him. So we're just going to figure out, we're going to try it again, a little bit of a flow. We can see how that goes. And what else is going on in my world? I mean, recently I'll give you a sensual update. I'm in 7 days of no masturbation. And for me, that's good. And so I'm feeling pretty hopeful about that. One of my problems is a lot of times once I tell people I'm doing something, I screw it up. Like the second, I'll say that to you guys and I'll get excited. I'll get caught up in my own hope. And then it just, it's like that creates a bad recipe inside of me that then somehow I end up, looking at masturbation or touching myself. And I don't want to be doing that anymore. I don't want to be touching myself. Why? Because I'm an adult. And I've been touched. Trust me, I've been touched enough by myself. I've given myself enough easy access to my wiener and to my body. And so I think it's time sometimes to start to cage myself up from myself and have a little bit more respect for my seed. What else, dude? Oh, I watched this show, Last Chance U. I don't know if you've seen this, but I used to work over in Mississippi. I worked on a farm over there for a couple of summers in a row, 2-3 summers. They're right on the Louisiana-Mississippi border. And this show on Netflix, Last Chance U, is about mostly African-American black boys that play football at a school called Eastern Mississippi Community College. And it really kind of captures a little bit of that slow vibe that goes on in a lot of small towns. If you get a chance, man, I heavily recommend that. It's a pretty good show. This past weekend. Yeah, that October, I remember when I was young, doing Halloween was always a special time, I remember in high school eating mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, little trip snacks, brain Mentos, basically Mentos for your soul. I mean, you pop a couple. I mean, the first time we went to get some mushrooms, I went with some kids who'd already gotten them before, and so they were fired up. And we went there, and I'd never seen as many mushrooms in my entire life, not even at a grocery. And we got probably half of a big black garbage bag full of mushrooms. and we took them to a party. And at the party, people ate them. We went inside the party, people ate them. And about an hour later, there was probably maybe 40 people at the party. An hour later, nobody was in the house, but everybody was still at the party. People were lost in the woods. People were trapped. Some people were trapped behind the swimming pool, even though there was no way to get trapped behind it because it was just a round pool. People were playing hide and go seek with themselves. 2 kids were in the bathroom and didn't know each other was in the bathroom. I mean, you could just hear people's souls just jerking off in the distance. It was like, it was just like bison were just roaming through people's souls for the first time. And then Indians were showing up and hunting them. And that's what was going on. You could feel people shifting. You could feel people shifting gears mentally and emotionally at the same time when people were bent out on them mushrooms on that Halloween. And then, now we had a lot of mushrooms, so those went on for a few days and children were eating them. And I remember dressing up like Where's Waldo, and I got in a powdered sugar fight with a couple of people who I didn't know, which is fun at first, but anytime you're fighting with condiments, fun at first, violent at the end. You know what I'm saying? Crack open a packet of mustard on somebody. It's cute for about 40 seconds, and then shit escalates. And next thing you know, you're trying to fucking hide chunks of relish in people's tear ducts and shit. And that's when shit escalates. But I remember a buddy of mine, this kid Todd, drank some gasoline, high on mushrooms. He was jacked up on something, and he fucked up at the service station. Time Saver. The service station by us used to be called Time Saver because I guess they assumed that if you stopped there, you were going to save you a couple extra seconds. But old Todd, he really earned himself a couple of extra seconds in the hospital, days even, from drinking the gasoline. But yeah, I had good times on Halloween. I was Where's Waldo one time. I was Peppermint Pat. Another time I got jacked up on some type of uppers, and I was Peppermint Pat for Halloween. And it's really basically you take some long johns that are the pants, and you take the long john shirts, which is just kind of the same material as the pants, but it's a shirt, and you sew peppermints to it. Just tie the peppermints, all over it. Get you a little hat, like a little beanie hat, hook a few peppermints onto that, and suddenly you get a cane, like a cane for a grandparent, and you paint it red and white stripes, and suddenly you fucking Peppermint Pat, and it's not even a character, but it is a character, and people are like, who are you? And it's like, I'm Peppermint Pat. You know what I'm saying? Let me hide a little bit of this mint up in that ass, you feel me? Let me breath freshen that crotch, you feel me? So that was another costume that I had. I remember this story, man. This is the first time that I knew. When I was young, my father lived with us, and my father was really old, and so we would go trick-or-treating, and my mother would take us. My mother had worked all day, and so she got home, and she was a lot of time frustrated, and my dad would stay home. Excuse me, I'm going to have to clear my throat. A lot of times you hear me clear my throat, you hear me, I make that sound, because I got a big lip. I got that, what is it? I got that sashimi, that tuna sashimi for the bottom lip. And so a lot of water and a lot of coagulates bunch up down there in the bottom of my lip. I'm kind of Bubba Gumping down there. And so, a lot of time water build up right there. And I'd probably make a pearl if you gave me enough time. I'd probably make a pearl in my mouth. I bet when I die, if the last person who comes by my body just pulls my lip down, they might find them a beautiful, geological treat right there, and that's going to be a pearl because I got them coagulates. My mouth kind of flows into this place where there's no way for the water to escape. So anyway, that's what I'm going on. If you hear me making sounds, that's the sounds I'm making. Because people sometimes will call in or email. Some guy emailed one time, I can't listen to the podcast anymore. You's always drinking your own spit. That's what he accused me of doing, drinking my own spit. What are you talking about, dude? Like I'm an orphan in the Sahara? What do you mean drinking my own spit, dude? I'm not going to drown, bruh. I'm not going to drown so you can have an easily listening atmosphere. So every time you hear me making that sound, know I'm surviving. Okay? That I want to be at other stages of my life. I'm not going to have my brother be at my funeral and say, oh, my brother drowned out because he didn't want to swallow his spit because he had shame about it. I'm sorry. Different people make different sounds. Go put your ear up to your stepmother. I bet she sounds like a piece of shit. Maybe. Some people's stepmoms are decent. Anyhow, onward. So I remember we had Halloween, and my father would stay home, and my father was old. That time he was 76 years old, maybe 75. And my mother would take us trick-or-treating. And I didn't realize at that time yet that my father was old. I knew that he was like physically slower, but I guess I didn't realize, I didn't really realize how he saw me. I didn't realize how he envisioned me or looked at me or if he did any differently because of his age. And I remember we went trick-or-treating with my mom, and my brother and I got in a fight. So we were Raggedy Ann and Andy. And both of us, we both started out as Andy, and then my brother beat my ass enough where I kind of looked more like a Raggedy Ann. And not, just my eye paint had gone out, my hair was sprayed out, and my Raggedy Ann outfit was all busted up, looked more like a dress. So at that time, I was showing up back at my door like a real bitch. You feel me? And so we get back to our house, we go on trick-or-treating, and we had a pretty decent time. And it was my mother with the 4 children, my sister in a stroller. And we get back there, and my brother and I run up to the door. And my father came to the door, and he looked at us. And he got the candy bowl and just said, take what you want, And that's when he didn't realize it was us. He didn't realize it was his own children. And that was like the first moment that, like, I guess I realized that maybe my dad just couldn't relate to me that well, even just because of his age. Like, he just didn't, maybe dads forget. I mean, my dad had just seen me, an hour earlier when I left, my brother and I wearing our costumes and stuff. But I remember getting back to the door, and he didn't know it was us. And I just remember feeling this disconnect immediately. It wasn't like a feeling of pain, but it was this feeling immediately where I understood where we were in relation to each other. Like, I knew immediately there was this divide where he just didn't, there may be, like, he could confuse me with other kids, that he didn't remember things that well, that there was just this, immediately there was this element that, and probably at that age too, that, he didn't recognize me, there was probably a lot of fear that set in, like, internally then, this feeling that, maybe he couldn't protect me or something if he didn't know I was his own. There might have been some, nocturnal, animalistic vibes going on. But that was one moment that it really shook me, and I was like, wow. My dad he's old. He doesn't know that my brother and I standing here, who don't have masks on, who have, like headbands that have like yarn and stuff and are looking a certain way, that he doesn't realize that we're his sons. And that was kind of a wild moment for me, not to bring down the town. I'm not trying to drown the town here in inner salt water. I'm not trying to, put the saline in your eye holes, but yeah, just reminding me of that. That was another thing that happened at Halloween. Well, let me think of some other Halloweens that I went to. They had this my mother had a station wagon. And a station wagon was something that, it was like a van, but for straight up real ass moms. It was like a SUV. It was like the original SUV. Like now they got these SUVs with all this room and this and that. The station wagon, that thing was like 50 feet long. Like your mom could be driving and you could be so far in the back that you were a couple minutes behind her in time. Like if you'd have asked your mother what time it was, she would have said 11:44. And if somebody would have asked you what time it was, you'd have said 11:41 because you were living in the past. That back seat was so far. And man, it was fun in that station wagon, you know. You could talk all the smack that your mother could never reach you. These SUVs, they got reachable children in them. You could catch an ass whooping if your mother got long arms, if your mother's Nigerian, you know. If your mother's from Kenya, you might get your ass beat, even if you're just sitting into the back. But with that station wagon, man, your mother could put you in there. You could be back there so long you could start a family, you know. She opened the door. Next time she opens the door, you pop out with a husband and just freshly back a tan because you just got back from your honeymoon. It was that kind of thing, man. Felt like you were back there forever in your own universe. And I loved my mother's station wagon. But on Halloween, she would put the tailgate down, and we get a couple of local kids, and we would stand on the back of the tailgate and hold on to this bar. The tailgate was down. We'd stand on that and hold on to this bar that was at the top of the station wagon. And my mother would drive. She'd take us to the nice neighborhoods so you could get that candy, you know? Because rich people had the candy. I mean, you showed up at some poor people's house, people, you know, I remember this one dude, what was that guy's name? Cutman, Mr. Cutman. He would blow weed smoke in your face and blow drug smoke at you. And that was his big Halloween thing. So when we were young, we didn't get into that much. But as we got a little bit older, it was fun to hit his door because he'd crack that door and just blow you a hit of that dope smoke at you. You know, trick or treat, boy. That shit was trick or trauma, dude. One year, that shit hit me right in the nostrils, dude. And I was bent out. You know, I was bent out. Boy, I was ghosting, dude. I had Goonies in my head, bruh. Hey, you thoughts. I had Goonies in my head, man. But that was a good time, I remember. And so anyway, we'd be on the station wagon. And that tailgate would be down. My mother would be cruising. And the fun thing to do when you saw that open yard coming up was to run and jump off like we were in the Air Force, you know, 101st Airborne Division. And no offense if I'm getting that wrong. I don't want to offend anybody or in that sense. But you get what I'm saying. We'd run and jump right off that tailgate and, all right, all right, all right, all right, you know. Somebody throw my sister off, you know. Ah! And everybody just hitting the grass, and then everybody would get up and make sure they had all their candy. Half the candy roll out into the yard, but it was dark. You didn't know. You'd get your bag and run to the door. Then you'd hit a string of houses and then get back on the tailgate and off around to the next street. You know, mother would go around and we'd jump off, you know. So this one boy, man, one time we're going, man, and my buddy Danny, and I've talked about him before, and he, you know, very slender neck. I mean, his neck, if it was made out of anything, it was turkey bacon. And so he was long, you know, and long people, they're out there. You're more likely to catch a cold. My dad always told me you're more likely to catch a cold when you're long because there's more of you. You know, if I'm only 20 inches tall, there's only 20 inches of me where a cold can land. But if I'm 27 inches tall, I'm a little longer, then those molecules or those, you know, those viral antibodies or bodies that are floating around, they can land. There's more room for them to land, you know. Like I'm telling you, it's easier to land on Saturn than it is on Pluto because there's more space. That's what I'm saying. So my boy Danny was long. And he went running off, and we were, we're jumping off that tailgate, hitting the yard, you know, rolling over, running up. And Danny goes running, dude, jumped. and literally landed right onto a fire hydrant that was in somebody's yard, man. And I heard a sound come out of that boy. It didn't come out of his voice box. It was almost like his bone marrow just let out a fucking shriek. Like his bone marrow let out a shriek. And that's when I knew that nighttime was dangerous, man, and that the devil lurked sometimes on Halloween. He was never the same. He was never the same before that. But he was double never the same. After he just jumped sheer darkness and just caught that fire hydrant just to the whole neck and body. You know, and the crazy thing is you could pop that hydrant open and run water across him forever and he would never get back to normal. But it is fall, it is autumn, and happy Halloween to you guys. We're going to be right back. Just a second. I got Ari Madison's studio. I got a new way we're going to use him. I got a plan. Bear with me. We got a few calls that came in about the NFL. We got a guy who's got some pubic hair reconfiguration something. And we got a couple more things. We'll be right back. Just give me 1 second because somebody just rang the doorbell. I got to see who it is. All right. But yeah, it's that time of year. It's the time of year where things are fresh. October, I think, is a great month to rattle off the things you want to get done that have been plaguing you all year. Set a few goals. Knock them out before turkey time and before Christmas. Because if you put stick your neck out a little. Now stick it out a little bit further. What do you hear? I'll tell you what you fucking hear, boy and girl. You hear a turkey with a jingle bell around his neck. And that's holidays coming fast, dude. And if you don't think the holidays are coming fast, go outside. Bend over. And I'll tell you this, before you know what's going on, you will have a damn pilgrim with a fucking sack full of new toys hiding in your ass. Because that's what I'm telling you, the holidays are coming quick. And we got a great episode for you guys, man. I'm excited. I didn't have that crazy of a weekend, so I'm just going to kind of leave that right there. You know, I spent some time. I go to therapy on Monday, so I'm ready to spend some time with my therapist. I'm trying to get, through tonight's episode so that I can get some rest and be prepared. Sometimes I go to this therapy session, I'm not prepared, but I go to adult therapy for males because I ain't no wuss. And if you're having problems, you feeling some emasculation issues, I want you to hit the hotline, 985-664-9503. I want you to hit the hotline with some of the ways that you're feeling as a man. If you're having a tough time being a man, it could be in any facet. Hit the hotline. You don't even need to leave your name if you don't want to, but just make sure your story's real. We got some great calls that came in. We got a couple of people calling about taking a knee, the NFL. We got a couple of amazing perspectives on that. We're talking about why we don't have camels in America. We're talking about a follow-up call from a gentleman who, we talked about it last week about what would the price be that you would let your loved one get out there and do sex with a stranger, an expensive stranger, a stranger that's got some money, the rich. How much would you just let the rich just plow into your loved one? And we got a call that came in about that. We got some great calls. A man got hair transplants from a place you probably wouldn't even expect. And you heard the doorbell a little bit ago. That's going to be Ari Manis is going to be back here, and he's going to be in studio. But the time when he's not in here, he's not in here. This is our time. And this isn't a time that I share with him. This is our time. And the time when I tell you he's not in here, he's not in here. So I just want that to be known. A couple of other things before we move on in the program. I want to let you know that I am headlining the Hollywood Improv October 10th at 8 p.m. We can do about 45 minutes. Hot new material, cool stuff. You're going to love it. You can find those tickets on my website, theovon.com. As well, I got the Hampin' Ain't Easy. The tour shirts are available now at theovon.com. store. And those have all the tour dates on it from this past year. It's kind of a neat shirt. It's a few dollars pricier because I had to get a couple extra colors put on it. But it's a cool shirt, man, and I think it's nice to have. If you want to get that, you can go get it. It has every city that I performed in this past year. And what else? Oh, I got a new series that's going to be that we're working on a pilot for Comedy Central, so I'm excited about that. There's no money in it yet, but it's going to be a neat opportunity. And it's all a little bit based on this podcast, so that's kind of exciting. But I just want to thank you guys for being here with me today. Happy Monday, or whatever day it is this week you're listening. And we're going to be right back. We're going to have Ari Manis in studio. We're going to check on him briefly, hit a couple of news topics, and then you and I are going to get back to some of your calls. I'll be right back. This past weekend. All right, and that is everything that you need to know. Also, if you want to support the Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/theovon, TheoVon. Options on there to donate. Thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. I really appreciate it, allowing me to get a new camera. And eventually the goal is to come out with a Thursday episode that better reflects responses from Monday's episode. But with that said, here's a couple of thoughts.
Ari, I'd say keep him on. He seems like a good dude. The one thing I would say, though, is just maybe have him be a little bit funnier.
Hey, Theo, this is Ivan. Love your show. As far as Ari is concerned, for someone that you want to have with you all the time, just pick someone that you enjoy being around and someone who's professional.
Be a little bit funnier.
And someone who's professional.
Be a little bit funnier.
I don't know why that did that.
You did that. You edited that.
I would never do that.
You did do that. You're lying. You're lying to me, and you're lying to all your fans.
There's a glitch, I think.
That was not a glitch.
Okay, fine. There wasn't a glitch, man. Those are two comments that just there's a couple of calls that I got in, and I didn't.
You said we weren't going to bring up comments again. You said we were just going to skip past that and just go into the podcast. You said we're not going to talk about it anymore.
We weren't.
But then you just played it.
Yeah, it's on the play sheet.
Yeah, but you said to me before, I said, hey, are we going to keep going over the negative comments, or are we just going to move on? And you said, oh, yeah, no, we're past that.
We are past it.
And then you just brought it up again.
But I wanted to make sure you're past it.
I was until you just brought it up again. Now I'm back in it. I mean, the funnier thing, fine. Comedy's subjective.
Yes.
That guy didn't think I was funny. Some guys didn't.
That guy,
Some people did. Some people didn't. The professional thing, first off, I feel like I'm a professional. And then secondly, you making that little mixtape. That's a mixtape. You made an Ari hate mixtape.
Okay, that's
my friend, Theo Von, made an Ari hate mixtape.
It's not a hit. It's a remix of a couple of albums.
Okay, a remix. You made an Ari hate remix.
Okay.
Which makes me think that you think I'm unprofessional.
No.
Do you think I'm unprofessional?
Not at all. That's why I was going to if you'd let me gather my thoughts a little bit, I was going to contradict what some of these guys were saying.
I don't think you were.
Really?
No.
What do you think? I was going to let you just drown out there in the dirty water?
Just letting me out here to drown. That's okay. No. I guess that's what people want these days for entertainment.
No, I mean, it's very Rome. It's very Rome these days in the podcast world. They want to see you get killed by a lion or fight 1,000 squirrels. There were some men that if they didn't have a lion, they would get thousands of squirrels to fight men. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's crazy too.
You're not pulling that out of something you think might be true?
No, not at all. It's a real thing.
All right. Cool.
Well, here he is, guys. Ari Manis right here. And what I want to say is what's going on in Ari's world. I just want to do a check-in with Ari. So,
life's good. Me and my girlfriend, we made up.
Yeah. Last we checked, you guys had just made love after the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, we had gotten back together at the Grand Canyon. Things were a little shaky. I think we're on good terms. Mm-hmm. We went to San Diego together.
Oh, that's cool. What was the occasion?
Past weekend. It was my younger brother Jonah's birthday, and I lined up some shows as well. So I was doing some comedy and was going to visit my 17-year-old. I'm 18 now. He just turned 18. And so we celebrated by going to the whorehouse in Tijuana, Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, the Hong Kong. You ever been there?
I've never been there.
Well,
Did you take Jonah?
No. Jonah stayed behind, even though he is allowed to go. Now he's 18. In Mexico, 18, you're allowed to fuck whores.
Oh, you're allowed to get murdered at 7 or 8.
You're allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
But no, this was just me, my girlfriend, and one of my buddies, another comedian who was on the show.
Okay.
And yeah, so we went, and I've been there 4 or 5 times now. I love the place. You just go there, $80. You could just have your way with a woman of your choice.
Wow. And now, do you feel any like emotional repercussions from that? Do you walk out of there feeling like, this isn't good for me, or this isn't good for my psyche, or something like that? Or you just feel?
Honestly, the first time I walked out of there,
yeah,
I felt it was cool. It was like, I can't believe this place exists.
Yeah.
Because, prostitution here exists, but it's this really shady, internet, secret, grimy, dangerous maybe.
Yeah, it's like you got to
field.
Hide in a recycling bin and just wait till some kind of,
Yeah, you tiptoe around it. Yes. They're not called prostitutes. They're called escorts. There's all these rules.
Yeah.
And they do a background check. Here, it's this legal establishment. Nice establishment, in fact.
Now, when you
clean.
walk in, what is it like? Is it like a CVS? Is it like a Ready-Med? Is it like a 24-hour medical center? Like, what vibe is it?
It's kind of just like the nicest strip club I've ever been to. I've only been to a couple strip clubs in the U.S.
And is it well lit? How's the lighting in there?
It's lit kind of like a bar, so it's not super bright, but it's not dark. You could definitely see around. There's $4 beers. There's 3 stories. There's jacuzzis. There's stripper poles. There's women. There's people drinking. There's parties, bachelor parties, friends hanging out at tables, drinking beers. And so you walk in there, and there's just all these women lined up and down the place. Probably, I'd say, over 100.
Can you smell crotch in the air when you walk in there? Honestly, be honest. You don't have to.
You don't smell crotch. What you smell is
cleaner.
Yeah, cleaning products. And it's I forget the name of it, but there's.
Is it scented in any way, like orange cleaner products, or is it just basic cleaning?
I think it's
government type of cleaning.
I think
products?
It's basic Mexican government cleaning products.
Okay,
because it smells a little different than the cleaning products here.
Yeah.
It smells like 99-cent store cleaning product.
Right. So it smells like you're just...
lower-end cleaning product.
Right. Maybe the cleaning products aren't as good, but the people who are doing the cleaning work harder.
Yeah, they work good. It felt clean.
Right.
And there was no part of me while I was there that was thinking, this place is gross.
Because in America, you get a $3 Windex or a Shine-X or whatever. It's $3. But the person doing the work's putting in $1 worth of effort.
That's right.
But down in Mexico, you get $1 worth of product.
Yeah.
But you get $3 worth of effort.
I think I never thought about that, and you're spot on with that. So you go in there and you do it, and I've been there 3 or 4 times.
Now, were you nervous when you walk in? Because I would be extremely nervous in there.
I was only nervous this time because I'm with my girlfriend.
Okay.
And she says she's cool with it. She's like, I don't care. They're just prostitutes. They're not cheating on me if we go here. She was thinking she would get into it. She goes, I'd be down to watch you have sex with a prostitute.
Wow.
And I think that could be, kind of hot and fun.
Yeah.
So we go
very,
in
it's very Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. And that's swinger country if you never spent time on Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were referring to.
Oh, yeah. There's a good, I wandered into a swingers weekend up there one time on accident.
Yeah, did you partake?
No, I couldn't do anything. I could watch the bingo that they played, and then I wasn't supposed to get in the elevator from like 11 to 1 a.m. because it was basically just like a fuck trolley just going up and down the building. But I did press the button one time and the doors open, and there was just a brother in there just putting down the hammer on some older white women. But anyway, go on.
So we go in there. She's drinking a little bit more than me.
Okay.
She gets sussed up, which made me think she's uncomfortable.
Right, yeah.
And that made me a little uncomfortable. And I kind of just got this vibe that she was just pretending to be into this whole experience.
Your girlfriend?
To be cool. Yeah, to be the cool girlfriend.
Of course.
That is letting me have sex with a prostitute. So I didn't end up doing it.
Yeah.
I ended up not partaking.
Did it feel like a gang? Like, because at that point, when you say that, the cool girlfriend that's letting me have sex with a prostitute, that makes me think like gang. Like somebody that's in a gang. Like Latin
like she's in a
Kings.
gang?
No, like you, this is all some type of gang type of. That seems like something that happens in gangs. Like I'm gonna bang your friend. You stay here.
Huh.
You have this snack or something, and I'm gonna bang your friend. Like
sounds like you know more about gangs than I do.
But there's like initiation type stuff, and the girls probably play along with stuff to seem cool and comfortable.
Yeah, it just felt like maybe because we were on weird terms from our last fight, and she wanted to be like,
who takes their
make
girlfriend
it up.
to the gets in a fight at the Grand Canyon, and to make up for it, takes them down to a hooker house in Tijuana.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. I've talked about hookers on stage. Sometimes she knows I had been there. I'm open about my life. And
did anybody there know you when you got there?
No, but I did actually see one of the prostitutes I had prior experiences with, but she did not remember me at all or seem to notice me.
And did you tell your girlfriend you'd been with that woman?
I did.
Wow.
I said I got that one last time, and she was like, "Oh, cool." And I don't think that bothered her. We're fine from this whole experience. Nothing affected our relationship from this. I think mainly, though, because I was keen enough and I picked up on the fact that she didn't really want me to do it, and she didn't really want to see that, and I felt that. So because I'm a gentleman and because I care about her, I decided, hey, I don't want to. I said, I don't really want to do this. I said, you're prettier than all these girls. You're much more beautiful, which is true. She is prettier than all those girls.
Yeah, she's a pretty lady.
And I said, we don't need to do this. We got some delicious street tacos right outside a Mexican taco truck there. And
right outside?
Yeah, right outside the whorehouse. There's this taco truck. We got a whole plate of tacos for $4.
Together?
Together, we pigged out. It was delicious.
Wow.
And then we got back to my parents' house 4 a.m., crashed out on the air mattress, woke up, drove back here.
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
It's almost like a modern-day Romeo and Juliet. You know?
Yeah, except better.
Interesting. Ari Manis. Well, I appreciate that check-in, man. I appreciate you letting us know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead us into a couple of news categories?
All right. First category, speaking of, sex, semen-contaminated flutes might have been given to children. So the California school officials warn that several school districts in Southern California, they were flute donation, musical donation from this man, I guess, who started an organization called Flutes Across the World. And now they think that the flutes he donated in, he also jerked off onto and then gave them to kids.
Wow. I mean, that's... how are they going to know?
It said in the story they don't know how this came, how they found out, but someone found out.
But there's semen everywhere. Like, it's like when you walk into a motel or a hotel or an abandoned building, you know, when you find a stray dog, you know, like you could go look on the YouTube, man. There's people out there spending way inaccurate time with animals, you know. It's like there's semen on everything. We're made out of semen when you think about it.
We're from it.
Everybody wants to walk around and act like, you know, it's this taboo product, you know, like it's something that people are, you know, secretly bussing in from China or something, or from Korea. We're semen. You are semen, dude.
I agree with what you're saying 100%.
So a little on a flute
but
from some kid who's even more recently of seed than us. I just, who are they going to say did it? I'm sure they'll probably say Trump did it.
No,
next.
they're saying the guy who donated the flutes did it. But
was
what
also
I'm
doing
saying,
seed. Well, you know what? That doesn't surprise me. A guy that has a bunch of flutes, yeah, seems like a guy that probably is jerking off on the stuff. First of all, if you know anybody that has more than one flute, I'd phone them in right now, bro. And the number to call for that is 911.
I say you get what you pay for. They took these free flutes.
Yeah.
They're free flutes.
Yeah.
You can't be complaining about, if you don't want semen on your flutes, then buy brand new flutes on Amazon. But if you're going to take these donated flutes, yeah, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want a handful of free marbles, dude? They smell like the inside of my ass. You know what? That's life, dude, and that's God's plan for us right now. All right.
That's the news, man. Speaking
of that, that's the news. Let's get into one call right here while we got Ari Manis in studio. Here we go. And the number is 985-664-9503. You can always hit the hotline with any thoughts, comments, concerns, or questions. Let's tap into this right here.
What up, dude? The name's Jep Toy.
Jep Toy. Asian? Jep Toy?
You're thinking of Joe Coy.
From Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. Just wanted to let you know that I, too, had a hair removal procedure.
This is in response to the hair transplant that I got almost 14 days ago.
I kid you not, man, but it wasn't on my dome. It was on my face. So, you know, I have a hard time growing a beard. I got that engine in me.
And that means Native American. I don't think he's talking about Hemi. But he, and I know what he's talking about, actually. There's part on my throat, it's almost like a choke mark where I swear my mother choked me when I was young that will not grow hair.
Yeah, I can't grow a full beard.
Yeah, that thing is way shoddy, dude.
Okay, well, no,
and that's actually
keep bringing me down.
My bad, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look that bad.
It looks like scruff. Some chicks like that.
Yeah, it looks like you've been kind of living in New York, but outdoors.
Yeah.
In my family, and so I can't grow a lot of facial hair.
Okay, guy. Well, let's get to it.
So, you know, if you grow like a chin beard or a neck beard, you know, the hairs are a little greasy. Chin beard and neck beard look a lot like pubes. They do. And so I'm actually going through the procedure right now of getting some pubes, because I got plenty of those, transported to my face. Now, I'm a little worried, though, and I asked for your prayer request. Just want to let you know that you're not alone in this, and God bless you.
Wow. He took it to the Lord at the end. And I've been at Halloween before where we needed beards and stuff, and we would cut off pubes and each other's pubes because some people had better stock, and use that to make our beards and mustaches for Halloween, outfits. What do you think about this, Guy? What do you think about this, Ari, about getting that transplant?
If this is real, to me that sounds like a prank phone call.
Really?
But
I thought about it. I don't think it does.
So you think it's real. So if he's really getting his pubes to his neck, he's transplanting his pubes and moving them to his neck, I think there's a bigger issue. Why is he so insecure about not being able to grow a beard?
Right.
Just shave your face. Just don't be a beard guy. Just be a shaven man.
You know? I mean, it's just an old prison trick. Like, in prison, a lot of times, if you read a lot of these old, like, prison diaries and stuff, and you can get a lot of these on the deep web, which is just like they've digitized prison diaries, and you can read about the things they did at Halloween. And a lot of the things they did was use different types of body stuff that they had, even dandruff that they would collect all year, to make different types of costumes and stuff like that, you know. So It's pretty interesting to hear, you know. Like a guy would be like, Tony Montana, but it would be like, 4, 5, 6 people's dandruff that he would use to make the cocaine stream coming out of his face. You know, and it's almost spookier that way. You know, when you leave the house with 4 people's dandruff glued to your cheek.
Yeah, that's scary as shit.
And your cousin, and a pubic mustache made out of that your cousin grew for you. You know, that's Rochester, New York, right there.
Be a little bit funnier.
Oh, this is broken again.
No, it's not broken. Okay.
Be a little bit funnier.
God.
Yeah,
all right.
I guess I forgive you. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
You bet. Ari Manis, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be right back in just a second with, we're going to get into the rest of these calls. We got some great ones. This past weekend. Okay, and we are back with Ari Manis is out of here. I think we're just going to continue to try this for another week at least, see how it fits with Ari. I liked him. I like checking in with his life to see what's going on, and I like having a couple of news segments that I don't have to think about and prepare, so it can be kind of fresh to me. But let's get into some of your calls. We had a lot of great calls about the NFL, and a lot of great calls about the sitting, taking a knee, the national anthem issues, and I thought a little bit more about it over this past week, and I think everybody did, because it's something that's in the air, and certainly in the past few years, I found myself thinking a lot more like, what are my thoughts innately and feelings innately towards people that are different than me? Where do I stand? What do I think? What do I feel? I find myself doing that more. And I think that that's great. Awareness is eventually key in every aspect of your life. But what I'm also noticing is, and hearing about, that the take a knee thing was very vague. It was like, okay, well, we're upset at racial injustice. Then we're upset at Trump. And then we're like, it's a police brutality. It was like, well, what's it for? You know, I understand it's for different things, but it was just, this is the first year that I really felt like it was, you know, it just seemed, because it almost started to make it so that the awareness stuff is starting to lose some of its effect. That's what I felt like. Because every week and every day, if you keep saying, oh, this is about awareness, this batch of cupcakes is about Black Lives Matter, this casserole is for DACA repeal, it gets to be overwhelming, so that nothing is for anything. Because if you're saying that everything is something, then nothing is for anything. You know, it's like it just wears it out. And I think people are starting to get worn out. And I've noticed from different friends of mine that there seems to be this vibe that people are just tired of hearing constantly about blame. You know, if you want to blame white people forever about the issues of the world, then you can start in Britain. You know, humanity's civilization apparently began in Africa and Egypt, I think. So if you want to go all the way back to there, keep on going. We can keep cruising through the history books. And you want to blame it on 2 organisms in a desert that got hit by lightning? Or you want to blame it on 2 monkeys that met in the woods? Or you want to blame it on Adam and Eve? I mean, at a certain point, you're just going to keep, like, at a certain point, we just have to look at where we are. And we have to look at what role we are also currently playing in our own problems. Because that's some of the issue that I start to have personally is, well, yeah, I know that there's issues in America where there are racial injustices. I know that some people don't have as good of opportunities as other people. I know those things. I think that most people want to fix them, but and are happy to find ways to do that. But if someone just constantly just yells, everything is wrong, at a certain point, they're not helping. I don't feel like they're not helping to be part of the solution. So I guess I'm just trying to be a little bit more solution oriented, you know, and also what role do you play in your own problems? You know, like, yes, there's tons of problems in the Black community, but there's also some of those problems are problems that the Black community needs to help solve needs to at least work together with other people to solve for themselves. You know, like, not everything is white people's fault. You know, if you are, and I hate to use black and white just as the only example, but that's just like the biggest example that's going on right now. You know, but I just hate to see activism get diluted by being overused. And maybe that's naive of me to think that that's not even possible. And I'm open, if that's the case, then I'm open to be corrected there. But I just hate to see, it's not like the boy who cried wolf. It's just like the wolf keeps crying boy. It's like the wolf just says, boy, 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 boy. You know, and there's never any real communication between the boy and the wolf. It's just the wolf keeps yelling boy. And at a certain point, it's like you can't hear the wolf yelling boy anymore. Because they just won't stop yelling it. And you think that the wolf may have autism. And that's how we came back full circle on autism. And people say, well, Theo, you can't talk about autism. Guess what? If I show up on the spectrum, then I can. And if you want to put me to a test, I'll take it any day of the week, dude. You can blindfold me and put both my hands under a baby's ass and put a number 2 pencil in my mouth, and I'll fucking take that test with my tongue. And you'd be like, well, I don't know if you have autism. Well, only an autistic person could do that. So check yourself. Let's get to some of your thoughts and feelings right here. Here we go. On the NFL Take a Knee.
You were talking about taking a knee for the anthem during football games. Now, I don't really see what taking a knee during a football game has anything to do with police brutality, so I don't really see the connection of the protest. However, as far as what my opinion is on them actually taking a knee, I think as a country, we shouldn't demand patriotism from people.
Oh, it's interesting. Interesting thought. Like, yeah, patriotism, you can't demand that out of somebody that they care about America. That's true. To me, that feels unfortunate that they don't, but it feels true that we shouldn't be able to demand it. Onward.
Demanding patriotism from people is the sort of thing that the Nazis and the Soviets used to do. Now, if somebody feels a general dissatisfaction with their nation and doesn't think that their nation deserves patriotism from them, then I kind of support their right to do that. However, at the same time, I kind of think the whole kneeling for the anthem thing doesn't really send the message of a protest against police brutality. Okay? And I love the podcast.
Yeah, it just seemed a little vague. It seemed a little vague as to what was going on and what was happening. But yeah, you can't demand patriotism. I mean, he's right. That's how a lot of, evility gets started in the world. You would hope that people have it, but I guess we're just in such a diverse and different and a time now where some people have it and some people don't. Maybe America's such a melting pot now where a lot of places you don't see that much patriotism. I'll be honest, here in Los Angeles, I don't see it very much. I can go seek it out. On Veterans Day, I can go to the cemetery, or on the 4th of July, I can go to an event. But otherwise, you don't see a lot of American flags here in Los Angeles. I think maybe some places are just so diverse where some people, they don't care about America first even. I mean, I think some people do, but there's also a vibe in some places where they don't, and that's okay. Some people look at America almost as like an airport, it seems like, for the rest of the world, where you can come here and you can live here and you can shop here and you can get a hotel here and stay here, and then you can go back on to wherever, you care about more. I think that's a vibe in some places, but I think you just have to find a place then that reflects a little bit more of what you desire, because then you can live in a reality that is a little more comfortable for you. I think you still should recognize that there are these other realities out there, though. But I don't think there's anything wrong with living in one where you think you're best suited for. All right, let's go on to another call here.
Theo, hey, it's Logan. Doing some weird stuff down here.
Okay, Logan, thank you for calling. Doing some weird stuff down here. I don't know what that is, but I appreciate you checking in with us. Onward.
So you were asking about comments about the kneeling, and I thought I might try a different angle, see what you had to say. So a lot of times people want to, it seems America is mostly about convenience.
About convenience, he's saying. Go ahead.
So, like, you don't see people standing up at the bar when the national anthem comes on. You don't see people standing up at home when the national anthem comes on. I'm not necessarily going to comment on the exact kneeling, aside from I don't really disagree with it. I'm kind of in the neutral zone. Can't really do much harm. It's up to the owners. I mean, it's up to the owners and the advertisers. It's not my fight. They're using their field.
Okay, so he's saying that these players, if their owners are allowing them, the team owners are allowing them to do that, then, and that's where they want to use their stance to show uniformity and take a knee, then that's where they can do it. That it's up to the owners. And in the end, that's really true. I think if a lot of those owners started saying, you're not going to get a paycheck, I wonder how those people would adjust. because there's a lot of people in Los Angeles who, were probably afraid to say that they were Trump supporters or were voting for Trump because afraid they would lose their jobs, or in most of America or in different places, and vice versa. I'm sure there were a lot of people, in other places that were afraid to say that they were Hillary supporters or they would lose their jobs, and that's unfortunate. I think that we're at a point where people, don't want to or can't, that we can't even be open to other people's perspectives and ideas. I think if it's a dangerous perspective or idea, we can totally not accept it. But I think you still have to find ways to be able to hear it and to be open to it, because you might learn, you might change your mind, and change, I think, is always good. Even if you just change your mind a little bit and take a little piece of what they know or their perspective, I'm grateful right here because I'm thinking about some different perspectives because you guys are calling in with them. But that's true. He's also saying, like, how big of people at bars aren't standing up and doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Could you imagine that if everybody in a bar? Now, in some countries, they may. I feel like if you get to some of these other countries, you're at an Irish bar or something and it's a soccer game, that they might really get down and put that hand on the chest. But I don't think that they're doing that here in America. But then that's part of the being at the game. It's like when you're at the event, that's where people do it. But I'm also thinking, I'm feeling that even after a week or so of this going on, that people are starting to lose. They almost just don't care what these players do, and not because they're black or not because they're white or because they're Latino. And it's only a few Asian players, I believe, but just because it's getting hack. It's getting old. It's getting old without us having more of a direction for solution. And I think that it's getting old just pointing fingers and not pointing the finger also at oneself to figure out how can we better, how can we better achieve the successes that we want in America. All right, let's grab another call on Take a Knee. Here we go.
Hey, Theo, this is Brant from Tacoma, Washington.
Hey, Brant, I appreciate you calling, brother. Tacoma. Now, that is outside of Seattle, probably about maybe 15 miles, and that is a little bit of cowboy country. And if you like pine trees and evergreens and cowboys at the same time, you can get that in Tacoma. Now, sometimes people think of Seattle, that's fish country. And that's up there. People, they got men even breastfeeding children and people shaving their chest hair and making wallets out of them and all that kind of stuff. A bunch of dream catcher addicts and people, eating homemade cinnamon made out of their own, skin flakes and flavors out of nature. But if you get outside of Seattle, not even far, Tacoma is a little more cowboy country. So they might have fish out there, but they call it water cattle. That's what they call fish over there in Tacoma. They call it water cattle because that's the livestock of that salty H2O. All right, onward.
I have a comment about the NFL players kneeling before the game for the anthem. I think it's definitely another issue where the media is having another tool to exploit division in America. I think there's a lot of that going on right now. You can see it in the local news. You'll get some polls of people that are going to boycott teams, and half of them are saying they're going to boycott the season and the team, and half of them say that they aren't.
And that's a good point. Like the media doesn't even, if you notice with these polls now, it's half and half. A lot of the polls, it's always half and half. Really? That's striking. Because if they can keep it half and half, then they can keep it, then they can make it seem divided. And that's just interesting, man. It used to be a poll was a real poll. And not since the election have I trusted any polls. I don't care who the poll is from. Because the problem is the people taking the polls and the people running the polling companies, the friends or the whoever they're even polling, they don't even those people are just like people. You know, a buddy of mine runs a network here in Los Angeles, and he's telling me that, well, the first thing we do when we want to see if a show is good, we take it downstairs and we ask everybody who works in our company. Yeah, but 98% of the people working in your company have gone through the same schools, or, friends of who are already in the company got them the job. It's like just asking the same person. That's why I feel like taking polls where you don't have an accurate group to take them from just doesn't end well. But yeah, it's kind of fascinating that polls are always 50-50 now, and that behooves the media the most because it keeps people arguing. And that's not every case. I understand that. Onward.
It's a 50-50 divide, similar to what you're seeing with bipartisan affiliation and what people are doing there. You have the Charlottesville issue and just a lot of division in America right now, in the U.S. And the media is highlighting it. The media is supposed to be a tool that helps inform us, but it's certainly changed into something different to where it's entertainment, and it's ruining people, and it's giving us all false impressions of what's actually going on.
That's true. It's a good point. And I feel most bad. I appreciate you calling. And these are some good points. And I feel most bad, and that's not the right term, but I can't think of it right now. I feel most bad for seniors who are older, who are in hospice, who are, maybe their spouses passed away, left for heaven or wherever. And they've always thought that the world was a good enough place. And they thought that maybe they're leaving the world better for their children, or that they raised their kids right their whole life, or did the best they could. We'll say that. And then now here you have, and they don't realize that the news has turned into this, that the media has turned into this element that's not reliable, that's not just sharing information. And that's sad. That's sad because they think that then, I bet that causes a lot of depression in them. A lot of new senior depression because suddenly the world that they thought was a better place that they were leaving behind, it probably isn't as bad, but it looks that bad, and they don't know the difference. Maybe because of senility, because they're not as in touch with the vibe these days. They don't realize that, some of what the media is doing is not healthy. But I agree. The polls are 50. Let's keep them 50-50. That way things are dividing. And I think that we are better than the media makes us out to be, than the news makes us out to be. I really do. And I think that these are good times. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I had lunch with Howie Mandel a month or so ago. And, he's been a friend of me for a few years now. And he said, this was right when the Charlottesville stuff happened. And he said, I'm happy that this kind of thing is happening. And Howie's Jewish, I think at least half Jewish, if you can even just be half. But he said, I'm glad this kind of stuff is happening because now at least you know who people are. Before maybe you didn't know where the guy across the street stood. What his thoughts were, what his real feelings were. But at least now there's at least a vibe where you do know, some people are coming, feelings that have been hidden under people's brains are coming to the surface and making people think and making people act, But I appreciate that call. Let's keep it cruising here. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. Calling about the NFL players kneeling. Now, I'm coming from a place of white privilege. I'm a white dude. So obviously I had white privilege growing up. My dad was, he was the 10th of 10 children.
Ooh, 10 out of 10. Dang, boy. That's that Postmaker's dozen, boy. 10 children. Onward. Postman's dozen. Onward.
Lived in a 2-bedroom house on a clay road in Alabama.
Oh, y'all got to get asphalt, man. If you don't have any asphalt, hit up some gypsies. If you got any gypsy friends that live out there in the Midwest or whatever, they'll sell you some bad to probably decent asphalt. Onward.
When I was born, he was making minimum wage. And he was supporting my mom and 2 other kids. He suffered from depression and anxiety. He died in his early 60s from drinking and drugging. But you know what my white privilege was, is when my dad told me, son, I don't care if you grow up to be a ditch digger. If you do grow up to be a ditch digger, you be the best damn ditch digger there is. And that's my privilege. My dad told me to work hard. What I'm afraid is happening with these NFL players. I got these young, impressionable kids looking up to these guys. They're kneeling on the field, and the message they're taking home, the message these kids are taking home is, someone's out to get me. I can't do it. Why even try? There's a whole system against me. Why should I even try?
I appreciate your call. That's an interesting take. You know, if you're a child at home, if you're a black child, maybe even if you're a mixed child, I don't know. I mean, I'm not these children. I don't have these children. But could that affect the way, if you see, even your heroes saying that they don't have, that maybe your race doesn't have a chance? Or if you catch that vibe from some of this, could that be negative for them? Could that make them not want to work as hard? It could be. It could be. I appreciate your call, and I appreciate that thought. Let's move on to another one. And look, I'm happy to have you guys' calls and thoughts here, man. This is a big topic that a lot of people had thoughts on. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. My name's Shay from Indiana.
Thank you for calling, Shay. Indiana. And actually, I just got a call recently said that Indiana was not the home of the Ku Klux Klan, that it was actually somewhere in Tennessee. So I'm going to have to look that up. Wherever it was, bummer. Onward.
I served 12 years in the Army Infantry, and
thank you for your service. Onward.
I understand protesting, and I'm not unaware of the strife that African Americans go through with police officers in certain areas. And I agree, there needs to be something done. Police officers need to be vetted better, or trained better. Or, sometimes they're just putting crazy people on the streets with a gun.
Yeah, that's true, man. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. You wish that these guys got paid more. You wish that teachers and police officers and public service, those people got paid more. You also have, decades of police going into neighborhoods that are extremely scary, going into extreme high crime areas. So probably a lot of, PTSD from past experiences. I can't even imagine. In addition to racist cops, in addition to the fact that racism exists. And, there's a lot of thoughts on it. Onward.
But for me, when I see people kneeling at the anthem like that, you got to think about why we do the national anthem to begin with. Is it just an unknown ceremony? No. We're doing it to raise, to understand where you come from and the liberties and the freedoms that you have, because people did die. They lost limbs. They lost lives. They sacrificed their minds so you could live in a place like this.
That's a powerful line. They sacrificed their minds. It's a good line. Onward.
And I completely agree. We need to fix things. Things do need to be fixed. But if you're going to use your platform, use it for good, use it for positivity, and let's figure something out, and let's make people aware. Doing a senseless act by just kneeling, it just causes division and hate. But that's my high horse, or my stand. Thanks, Theo.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it makes me. Yeah, I mean, are we helping? Is this helping? Are we finding solution? Because I don't think the media doesn't care if we find solution. If we solve the problems in the world, let me tell you who doesn't benefit. Probably the news networks. Can you imagine if the world were good and comfortable? Would we even turn the news on if we knew that everyone was doing okay? It makes you start to ask yourself, well, why do I even watch news? Am I addicted to the hatred? Am I addicted to the, to the negativity? Am I supporting it by the things I watch and the things that I, click on? I don't know. I do not know. All right, let's hear a little bit more. Let's take another call right here.
Hey, man. Why we don't have camels here in North America? Seems like they can live in the rest of the regular world in sand and hot sun and just the sun burning the sand on their feet, and they can get all that water in them. I think they would do a lot better here. And
Dang, bro. I appreciate the call. Yeah, why we don't have camels. Why we don't have camels here in America. That's a great question. You know, it is. Because, you go to some of these other countries and they have camels. You go to India. Oh, you'll see a camel. Look out in the woods. You'll see a distant camel. You go to, where else? You go to Africa. Oh, they got camels out there. If you got a hat made out of reeds, made out of reed pieces of greenery, a camel will eat your hat. First thing you stand in there and you got a little bit of shade on your head. Next thing you know, the sun is hitting you and you hear something chewing nearby, and that's a camel just ate your hat. So they have camels out there, but in America, you get around here and it's not like that. And I think part of it is because we're not as natural. I mean, dude, you go to Africa, you get a rental car, they might have a fucking sloth in the trunk. You go to Nairobi, and you get a pair of pants and you put them on, and they might have a couple of they might have a lizard or something in the crotch of them. An exotic lizard. So you get a lot of these different countries, you're going to see some animals. In America, you might just get a couple of pesky raccoons out there, throwing dice and fucking talking shit, and just fucking around in the garbage, making love by the garbage. We don't get as many wild animals. Now you get up into different parts out there to Montana, you might get some tigers. If you you might get some mountain cats, even some aggressive lesbians if you hanging out by the gas station at night. Because I got accosted by a lesbian out there one time. I think it was pretty much a lesbian. Aggressive lesbians. Now, I'm not saying anything about all lesbians. This was an aggressive lesbian. Had a Dokken t-shirt on, this old band, Dokken. But they have, we don't have that natural, we don't have those camels running around, and I don't know why. I do not know why at all, but that's a great question, man. Why we don't have camels in the United States of America. Let's get them. Talk to Trump, dude. Trump will get you some fucking camels, bro. All right, let's hit another question here. Oh, and this question had to do with last week. It was if your girlfriend wanted to sleep with somebody else, if you got that offer, because someone on Snapchat last week called in with the offer they got. Let's hear this.
Theo, what's up, baby? Calling from, I'm going to keep my name out. I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Toronto. Almost made love to an Indian woman up there one time, or pretty much a woman of age, but just outside of that. And I went to Halloween. I celebrated Halloween up there one time with the ShamWow guy, my buddy Vince Offer. We went to a party, and he ended up meeting a white girl that I think he ended up making love to. Onward.
Canada. Just wanted to talk about last week. If you've let somebody else sleep with your girl or vice versa, maybe your girl's letting you sleep with other chicks, whatever.
Yep, you can find that on our 925 episode. Onward.
I don't know what if I've practiced the dark arts, as you put it. You put the dark arts. I'm a proponent of the dark arts. I might be an elder. I don't know.
Okay, see you out there, man. You Edgar Allan Go, boy. Onward.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend, it started off totally healthy, as most relationships do. Everything's fun, everything's new and exciting, whatever. And as time went, you learn something about your girl. She's a freak. My girl was a freak. She's crazy. She was into crazy shit, and so was I. And you kind of awaken the dark arts in each other. So, okay, now you want to do threesomes. And then it turns to, well, why don't we just have an open relationship?
Okay, so now you open relationship. And that's when anybody can come through and shoot your dough. You know, that's open season. That's hunting season. And that's when you're sharing your crops with the neighbors. And that's when it can get a little ornery when you look across that fence and see somebody else eating your vegetables. Onward.
Okay, so now we're shaking our heads like, oh, is this normal? Like, can we do this? How do we do this? And it practically ruined our relationship in the end of it. I was letting her...
Oh, man, I was almost hopeful for a second that you figured this out, that you had this. Let's keep going.
Sleep with other dudes. She got jealous and didn't want me to sleep with other girls. And then eventually, because of some deep-seated, weird, dark art that I had in a part of me, I started to like that she was sleeping with other guys. And she would film it, and we would watch it, and it was like a part of our relationship. But
wow, boy, that's crazy, man. I mean, you're in there then. You know, if you're watching videos of other men with your lady, you know, that's very... I want to say Roman, but that's even past that. You passed Roman. Wow. Let's hear more.
Man, that's not healthy, and I knew that, but I just couldn't help it. You know, things progress. You just get bored with the regular shit. So, I don't know. It kind of ruined our relationship, I think, in the end. She won't admit to it, but I think that's what it was. But yeah, let me know what you think about that.
Oh, man, look, I'd be lying if I didn't say some of it sounded fun. You know, if it doesn't sound fun to be just, you know, crawling down that dirty staircase on your hands and knees, you know, and you know that each step below you, and you're going face first down that staircase, because when you get naughty like that, you face first. You know, as a man, you're going face first. You're taking all your feelings and all your senses. Your senses are all in your head and in your fingertips. So you're taking all those face first down the stairs into the darkness. And you know that the devil built that next step. You know, each step built by, carpenter Satan or carpenter Lucifer. You know that each one of them steps getting warmer and naughtier, slipperier. But you keep going hand first on your knees down that staircase. And your nostrils and your brain filling up with scents. Filling up with the scent of musky women. You know, in Best Westerns and, you know, in private account credit cards. You know, in cheap things of cocaine and, you know, and people wearing fucking little outfits on their dick and all kinds of stuff like that. And you getting into some wildness, man. But you keep going because that's the temptation. That's temptation, man. That's what that is. And look, I feel you, that can be fun, but that doesn't end well. That's the thing. That doesn't end well, or we would all probably be there. So now here you are, you know, you're a little bit burnt out. You sound like you got some issues from it. But I just say keep climbing, man. Turn around. Keep walking up. I'm not saying you don't have to always be good. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying God's going to save you. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is that it doesn't sound like the safest environment. And that's why the struggle is where it is. That's why the struggle is to stay in the healthy relationship, or even if it's, to try and make a relationship healthy. That's why we're battling it out with your spouse. That's why, because you fighting that front lines. You ain't out there eating buttholes off the internets. You know, of random strangers off the internets with their buttholes. You're not doing all of that, you know? And that's hard. It's hard not to do. It's hard not to do. All right, let's keep it cruising.
Yeah, hi, Theo. Hey, I just got done watching the 925 episode, and
thank you for checking that out.
As far as the kneeling at the national anthem, it just needs to stop. Entertainers have opinions. Football players need to play football. The NFL needs to play football and stay out of the political realm. Trump needs to shut his mouth and become a real president and stop talking a bunch of shit to people to get them stirred up. It's not helping anyone move forward.
I agree. I mean, just as much as the media does it, Trump does it as well. I mean, it's almost baffling where that comes from for him. I mean, it's just like a baby. You know, it's like watching a tall baby with Twitter. Onward.
So this needs to quit. It needs to end. People need to come together and fucking stand up at the anthem and move on. You know, we play football. That's what that's about. Entertainment. So I just wanted to pass that along. And
I appreciate that.
And as far as sleeping for payment, I'll tell you what. I was married 21 years, and at the end of my marriage, I would have paid someone $100 to sleep with my wife just to get her out of the fucking house. So keep up the good work.
There you go. That's love right there. And that's love, and that's divorce, and that's what happens there. You tip somebody who'd come in and take your wife out for a night on the town. All right. What else, man? I got some more stuff about girls and dating. We're going to get into that next week. I feel like we've already been into a really long episode so far. We got a bunch of great calls, and more of them will be on next week. I'm probably going to get into some stuff about dating. I've been dealing with some stuff in this therapy I've been going to. I've been dealing with some stuff about my issues lie when I'm unable to connect in a relationship. You know, I even get caught up with, I got intimate issues, you know, when it comes to being in love and getting, you know, a comfortable, consistent level of intimacy. That stuff, whoo, that's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for a lot of people. Dude, I'm telling you this. I'm sitting in a doctor's office the other day, and I'm talking to him about something that's okay. And I mentioned this, you know, just in passing, just about I was going to a therapist. And out of the blue, this man closed the door, and then he started telling me the problems he was having at home. And this is a doctor. This is a doctor talking to me about the problems he'd been having, you know, issues he having in his bedroom. And so, man, it's just they got people's out there dealing with that. People out there dealing. We afflicted, man. We're all afflicted. And that's okay. We've all got a problem, man. You know? But you're going to be out there hiding it? You know? Or you going to be out there just saying what the problem is and how do you think we can solve it? Because you could wear the disguise if you want. You could put on the disguise. Everything's fine. You know? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. That's the disguise, man. That's your Halloween, bruh. That's your Michael Myers outfit you wear every day. Or you could take off the mask, man. You know? You know, you could take off your mask and see if daddy recognizes you. You know? You could take off that mask and show up. Show up with no mask on, no outfit, no costume. Show up to whomever, to your boss, to your spouse, and let them know what's going on. Let them know what's popping off inside of you. You know, be vulnerable. Sometimes you got to show up and be vulnerable, man. So, and that's a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing for men to do. You know, and it's a tough thing, I think, for ladies, too. Ladies getting confused. Ladies used to be our maps, you know, I think at times for vulnerability. We would watch them and we would marvel at who they were. And now sometimes we've been led in directions where we don't know, you know, we don't know where we stand. We don't know who's who anymore. It's a little bit confusing. That's okay. We just got to keep navigating, you know. So if you Lewis, find your Clark. You know, get you a Clark. Can be a buddy, can be a loved one. You know, get vulnerable with a friend, man. Share. We just fucking out here, dude. We out here. We out here in space. I don't have any shame, man. You want shame, you keep shame. I'm not holding on to that shit anymore. I appreciate you guys calling, man. I'm going to take us out right here. This is Spencer Jacob Growl Band with a song that I love from them, man. Celebrate Living.
Celebrate living, celebrate misery. You know that soon we're gonna die.
Thank you guys very much, man. You guys be good to yourselves. I bet you deserve it.
Some fun while we all die. Celebrate Dog Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jonathan Kite, and welcome to Kite Club, a podcast where I'll be sharing thoughts on things like current events, stand-up stories, and 7 ways to pleasure your partner. The answer may shock you. Sometimes I'll interview my friends. Sometimes I won't. And as always, I'll be joined by the voices in my head.
You have 3 new voice messages.
A lot of people are talking about Kite Club. I've been talking about Kite Club for so long, longer than anybody else. So great.
Hey, sweetheart, here's the deal. Anyone who doesn't listen to Kite Club is a dodgy bloody wanker. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese and a McFlurry.
Sorry, sir, but our ice cream machine is broken.
No!
I think Tom Hanks just butt-dialed me. Anyway, first rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Second rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Third rule, like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts or watch us on YouTube, yeah? And yes, don't worry, my Brad Pitt impression will get better.